everyone, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. We are here and we are ready to talk about video games. I'm John. I'm here. I was not here last week, and apparently everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the fucking anchor to this ship of madness. But don't worry, I'm here yet again. This week, back on the show, may be a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. Rose, you're here.
What the heck? Why a mistake?
Because what if you bring madness once again?
Oh, don't worry. I got all the madness out of me. That was like expelling it from my body, doing that. It was just like, I don't know if you listen to that podcast, but like right from the get-go, I was like hollering, I was hooting.
Yeah.
I'm done. Forever.
Well, we can have fun on here. We can have fun. Solon, how about you?
Hey.
You were also involved with the madness, correct?
No, I literally spent 3 days this week listening to it.
Oh, that's right. You weren't on that one. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Real
I'm sorry.
ragtag crew.
You really monopolized all my podcast listening time this week, and I appreciated it so much.
Okay,
it was very funny.
Oh. Niall, you are also here.
I am. Hi, it's been a while.
I have no words to say to you yet about your.
Great.
About any madness that you've
Should I just
done,
go then? Because
Yeah, no words. Like, what's the point of a fucking podcast?
No, I meant like critique. I guess I don't want to talk shit. I don't have any shit
You are
to talk
without
about.
flaw.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
being
are.
fired live on air.
No, you're
Is this
fine.
our performance review? Is it time?
All right, here we go. Here's your performance review. Y'all are good. All right, there you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. So I was not here last week because I was at CEO Taku. I figure I will get that out of the way first. Just hop in front of it.
Are you an anime fan? You're like a weeaboo?
Yes.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that about you.
Dog, I have an anime podcast. Well, I'm on an anime podcast, but yeah, I'm on an anime podcast, dog.
Oh, I thought that was a joke. Oh!
I mean,
it's not ironic.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Two of us are on. Rose is on here, too. Rose is also one of those wobbles.
Wobbles.
Yeah.
Wibbles wobble, but they don't fall down.
They don't fall down.
That's what I say.
Neither does Chucha Gatari.
We go through so much strife watching anime, and we still stand tall.
Me especially. Are you kidding? Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But, so, yeah, I will say, because I'm probably going to be sending this podcast to the CEO man, the Alex Jabali, so I'll just talk about it first, so he doesn't have to listen to the whole thing.
No, wait, hold up.
Huh?
Alex Jabali contractually is obliged to listen to the whole thing because I am on it.
All right.
Solon S. Scott, the Prince of Play, is here. I am giving my time, my energy, and I think everyone deserves a little bit of that in their life. We've got a big podcast, and there's a lot of topics we're going to talk about because this week in video games was a doozy.
It was. I'm still going to talk about CEO Taku first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm gonna be completely no filter. I'm just gonna talk about how I felt about it. Here we go. CEO Taku was a really good time. I had a fun. No,
I'm sorry. It's just you being like, "There's no filter." Or I had a great time. It was really.
I'll get to that.
I was holding my breath. I was like,
I'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So CEO Taku itself was a really good time. It was really well run. All the games were fantastic to watch. I thought that they could have done a better job with the anime side because this year, pretty suddenly, it was announced that CEO Taku was going to be not just a fighting game tournament that's focused on anime. They were also going to try to make it an anime convention at the same time. So they've always had an artist alley. They have, artists come in and do art, sell prints, sell keychains, all that stuff. But now they had, like convention style panels So they actually invited us to do another panel, but I didn't want to do one solo because I'm like the only anime person that could have made it basically on that kind of notice.
Sure.
But they also had a dealer's room, which was not amazing, but there was some stuff. And then the panels there were some pretty okay panels, but I didn't watch too many of them. But most of the time when I would stick my head in, they were mostly just like quizzes and stuff like that. And usually that's just like, I have a bunch of merchandise that I don't want lying around. I'm going to write up a bunch of questions and I'm going to get rid of this shit. That's usually what happens. So but I will say, I think a big reason why that it was kind of sparse is because it was announced a little later on. Like, I think now that people know that this is a thing and that there's a bunch of people coming, there will be more panels, there will be more events, more people in the dealer's room. Like, I think Jabali already said that they're going to have more of the place rented out, so there will be more space for these things.
Yeah, this is the start of something.
Yeah, and I mean, CEO Otaku's been around for a few years, but this is the first time that they've been like, this is going to be an anime convention.
Yep, they're building the scaffolding for that.
Yeah.
How many anime conventions are there in Florida?
Too many.
I feel like there's a lot. I mean, in Seattle, we've got like 3 or 4 anime conventions a year, 3 or 4 retro game conventions, and 3 or 4 Comic-Cons a year.
Florida is very anime focused.
That's what I was kind of asking about.
Yeah, there is a video game convention, but that one like retired and just came back like last year, and I don't really know anyone who goes to that anymore.
CEO.
CEO is there, but that was no. Listen, that is more a fighting game tournament, which is why it was interesting that CEO Taku was trying to be like, okay, this is also an anime convention, because like if someone asked me like, John, what is a video game focused convention where like you would go to like just play games, maybe buy and sell stuff, I wouldn't say CEO. I would say go to CEO if you want to just watch fighting games or play fighting games with people. That is what I would say. The CEO is for competition, not just like, oh hey, I want to buy an expensive game from someone. And so yeah, CEO Otaku is now them trying to kind of bridge that gap. But then again, the part where I wanted to say that I didn't want to filter myself was like right when the convention started, there was some dumb shit that happened on Twitter, and I do want to just bring it up because it was really unfortunate, and I do just want to say that I hope that it was a learning experience, because when the Melty Blood community was gearing up to go to CEO. There was I don't remember if it was on Alex's Twitter or on the CEO Twitter, but there was just a joke picture posted of the saying that the Melty Blood, pools were going to be in the bathroom, and Melty Blood fans got upset about it, which I guess, to be fair, it is kind of it seems to be like a more recent change that Melty Blood fans are kind of sick of the play Melty Blood wherever the hell you are, go in someone's bathroom joke.
Oh, really? That's kind of interesting and cool. I like that.
They want to get out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
They just want to be with everyone. And they're done.
I guess the biggest point, though, is at the very least, I think the big argument is that Alex made the joke. And in a sense, I understand, because if someone who's running a tournament, someone who is in charge of something that is supposed to be an advocate for you, is saying a joke, putting a joke out there that is making your game seem like a lesser one compared to others, I get that. I get that problem. And that, I think, is why people were upset. And so, like, just from the Twitter response, I feel like it wasn't handled very well. And that is probably the only big complaint that I have for this CEO, was just the response to the Melty Blood joke, or the response to the response, I guess. That's really it. I get it. It's stressful running a convention. It is it is stressful when a lot of people come at you. I get that. But, you know, I just think that holding all of your games that are there to the same regard, you know, because, like, Sailor Moon for Super Nintendo was there, and, like, you know, not to say, like, oh, it's a bullshit game, it's bad, but that's a really weird, obscure fighting game. And it should be held in just as high regard as a lot of these other games.
It's a little annoying to see your game, like, dismissed by the lead convention and tournament organizer person.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's way more annoying and hurts more to see them double down on that dismissiveness.
Yeah, and also
using really bad language to do that.
Don't be posting your triggered GIFs and telling people that they're, you know, saying triggered this, and it's gross. It's real gross. And you know,
people really do need those trigger warnings. They need that kind of language to talk about when they're having mental health problems. And so to have it get diluted with just jokey gamers trying to call things out, it's just like, that's not helpful. And it's really frustrating. It does not get your message across at all.
Yeah. So, you know, I loved the event. It was fantastic. I would recommend people go, but at the same time, like, it makes me feel like I don't want to have to put an asterisk. I don't want to have to tell people, like, trust me, it's great. I know that there was some stuff, but, like, I want to just be able to be like, yeah, CEO's amazing. CEO's great, because that's what I've been doing for ages. Because CEO is great. There is a great community there. Like CEO is one of those places where, like, you know, like, you hear about, like, crappy stuff happening at, like, EVO. You hear about crappy stuff happening at a lot of other conventions. CEO is, like, really well run, and you don't really hear about, like, a lot of, like, just bad things happening at those conventions. So,
did I hear that someone, I completely forgot their name, but someone won the Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax tournament with, like, a Fisher-Price toy or something?
All right.
They had, like, a $5 stick that was like a PS2 converted.
I think they placed, but I don't know if they
control
won,
stick.
but they definitely placed.
Fisher Price? Just because it's for the PS2? How dare you?
I mean, it was legit, like, a little, like, blue and red, like, teeny tiny, like, baby's controller. It was great.
I guess this would just be the old Dengeki Bunko. This wouldn't be the newest one if it was on PS2.
Oh, no.
Weird.
People will bring PS2 controllers, and then they will have, like, converters so they will work on new stuff. Yeah. Don't count any kind of controller out. Like, there's some people that, like, the old, like, Tekken fight stick for PS1, people will bring that and just, like, have, like, a daisy chain of converters to make sure that it works.
Yes.
They have that kind of stuff. So,
Knuckles of fighting game controllers.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I love CEO. I really do. I love all these conventions. I recommend them to people if they are in the Florida area. I definitely want to do more panels. You know, like, it's great. But again, I just want to be honest. I want to be straight with everyone involved. Just like, yeah, like that's my only gripe, is that I just wish that I wouldn't have to be like, you know, like the Melty Blood community shouldn't feel lesser. That's really it.
Oh yeah. And when you're running a convention, the goal is no asterisks.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be for some folks, like, that always happens at conventions. They're huge, they're big, but the goal always strive for 0 asterisks.
Yeah, and again, you know, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm coming at you, Alex, if you're listening. You know, I'm not. We're still cool, dude. If you're hearing this, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's just that's just what I would say. Is just like that is where I would come from the Melty Blood community. It's not just that, like, oh, it's just a dumb joke, haha, you know, like, I get it, it's a dumb joke. I retweeted it, you know? I don't, like, it's still funny, you know? But, to me, in a sense, but I also get where the Melty Blood community is coming from, and they don't want to be belittled. So, that's what I would say. That's my piece. Popeyes is still good, and I love that. I still love that that's still got a tie-in with that. Like, God, it's so funny that Alex just goes across the street, and because, yeah, like, I had to tell a human being that I wanted the debated pizza at one point because there's a pizza place nearby that has like a deal with CEO as well, and there was the debated pizza, which was just like chicken, onions, and like garlic or something like that. And that's what I ordered.
Yeah, why does he say triggered when his entire name is already a perfect word for that? Wait.
I guess there you go. Just lean more into the meme, dude. That's all you gotta do.
You can do better. You exist to be better. Oh, wow. You don't have to use traumatic language and language that's used in trauma for when you have your own face as a... Okay, sorry. I'm that's amazing.
So, it's two things. One,
Yes.
I have to say this little personal anecdote. The first time I ever, when I was actually learning about what like trigger stuff is from like a therapist, was when it started taking off online. So it was like coinciding, and so I've never been able to be like, oh, like it sucked.
Yeah,
two.
like I will be honest, like, you know, if you don't know, I get it, you know, and I don't want like there's definitely plenty of people who
at
just
this
like
point,
think
you
it
should
means
know.
angry. But yeah,
I
at
do
this
have
point,
to
I think you
spend
should
a
know.
lot of time teaching my middle schoolers what that actually means and where that comes from.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah.
children.
Right. They watch
Second-
PewDiePie. Like, it's not their fault.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Right. You're right. You're right. You're
it's
right.
not. Yeah.
So at the last time I thought about like triggered being used in an offensive way was there was one episode of Riverdale where they just every single character just started using it, and that never happened ever again. And I think that's really funny. Just to me, like there was just one episode where like one of the writers heard about it, and then like by the next episode, someone had stopped him. Like, no,
Yeah, they brought in like a freelancer for that one episode, and then they were
one
like,
episode.
never again, or whatever.
Just
Yeah.
Jughead says it like 4 times.
Oh, that's going to totally date that episode of the whole
It's
series. That's
really funny.
Yeah, that reminds me of that. That reminds me of that episode of Barbecue Pit Boys where they talked about soy boys like once, and then I think someone told them what it actually meant because they probably just thought it meant like vegetarians or something. Yeah. But yeah, again, fantastic time. Saw that new trailer for Guilty Gear. I wasn't in the front row. I was in like the second row, but I was like behind the Guilty Gear thing. So I had a great time just like being on stream, and like whenever there would be like a new meme from like someone like making a face or something, I was like right there in the background. So that was pretty funny. And then they showed that new trailer of that May gameplay, and then Axel, and just being in that crowd, just it was such a good experience. Just being like, especially being up front, just hearing that like wall of sound, just that is bullshit Blaze, and just all behind me is so good. Like that was so much fun, and like I wouldn't trade that for anything. Like it was such a good time. Like going to these things, CEO. Like I want to go to Evo someday. Like all this stuff. Fighting games are so much fun, and I'm so glad that something like that is like in my backyard, like within driving distance. Like that is so cool. And like I love that. I love CEO stuff. So yes, that is what all I'm saying. Like I love it. I want to keep being able to tell people that I love it. But then real quick, also, I bought myself a souvenir while I was there.
What did you buy?
Okay, I bought a couple. Well, like a couple of things. So they were selling old Yu-Gi-Oh packs there. So I bought some old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I didn't pull anything great, but it was still just kind of fun being like, oh, I got some old fucking packs. That was fun. I like that was really fun.
What was the like old card that was like, oh, memories? Did you get like Witch of the Black Forest or something?
They weren't that old. Like the oldest card that I pulled was like I pulled a Neospatian, so it was like GX era was when I pulled.
I literally am like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
No clue.
Okay, yeah, like GX era, that kind of
Cool.
deal.
No, that's awesome.
And then I got a pin from probably like one of the more prominent artists that's there, Shunao. I don't know if you've seen her art around. She just does like a lot of like fighting game stuff. Like she'll go to like all the fighting game conventions and does a bunch of art there. She was selling a pin of Eltnum that I had to pick up because I love Eltnum. She's my girl. And then I picked up one of the 8-bit Do controllers, the Super Nintendo, the SN30 Pro, which is that really nice Super Nintendo style controller that has the extra trigger buttons and the thumbsticks. And then it also has a home and a screenshot button for the Switch. Like, it is just a Switch Super Nintendo controller, but you can use it for anything. And it is fantastic. It is like... It's so good. Like, I'm just using it to play other stuff. Like, you know, I wouldn't trade it for like Smash or anything like that. I would still want to use the Pro controller for the Switch, but just for playing anything that doesn't need like extremely advanced inputs, or hell, like just using it for platformers, like actually using it for the Super Nintendo games, or even something like Celeste. It's fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. I think everyone needs one of these. I got it for like $45. I think it usually goes for 50. But it'll go on sale on like Amazon here and there for like 35 or something like that. So when it goes on sale, absolutely consider picking one up, because it's Bluetooth, so you can use it on like anything. You can use it on Switch, you can use it on PC, you can use it on your phone even now. Like it definitely works on Android. I don't know if it works on like iPhone and all that, but it's so nice. I can't believe how nice it is. But that is my CEO Taku report. Again, really highly recommended. And you know, we will absolutely be back for CEO. Hopefully, me critiquing a little bit doesn't get me written out of having a panel at CEO again, because I would love to do that again. But you know, we'll see. But yeah, that was my weekend. That was why I was gone. Niall, why don't we talk to you? What's been going on with you?
Oh god, yeah, it's been probably like a couple of months at least, I think, since I've been on.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a while, yeah. So like, it's been busy, you know. God, where do I start here?
I feel like your attention has been split a lot of different directions lately. Final Fantasy 14 especially has really hooked its teeth into you.
Yeah, that's like I'm still playing that. I guess I can start with that bullshit. So, when I started playing Final Fantasy 14, it was like 3 days, I think, before Shadowbringers came out or something. And I started on
it was.
Yeah, and like, I didn't even know it was coming out, but when I started, they had just like opened 2 new servers on the EU data centers, and so like, I was on one of those, and that server went to shit real fast. Like, it's like on fire at the moment. And
just like in terms of like the populace, or the
populace,
like how
and like the way people are behaving, and like sometimes you try to log in and like the world queue is like 2 hours to get in because there's so many bots.
Nice.
You know, and like, so they were doing or they are doing a thing on that server, and I think on Spriggan as well, which is the other new one. I was on Twintania, where they're like slowly rolling out houses. So like,
yeah.
At first there was no houses available at all, and then they opened up houses for free companies, which are the games guilds. And so like, after they did that, and like there was the initial rush of like free companies buying their houses. The thing about housing in Final Fantasy XIV is that it's finite and it's very like limited. So people like because it's been, you know, like a month to 6 weeks since they opened up housing for guilds, and there's been no word on when people can actually buy them singularly. There's like this explosion of like fake guilds now, on that server, where people they're like starting guilds and they're running around like the main social areas, just inviting anyone they can who isn't in a guild until they get like enough like people to make the guild active, and then they're kicking everybody else out of the guild and buying houses. So they're like, if you go to one of the housing wards in that game, on Twintania, you see like all these houses that have been bought by these guilds that have one member. And it's just like becoming a real thing where people are just like very mad about it, and it's all terrible. I at one point walked in on the guild I was a part of after they had bought their their house, and I'd been like offline for like a week doing other stuff, and I logged in and I was like, oh, I can go to this place called Shirogane now. What's that? And I went, and it teleports me to the front of the like guild house, and outside it there's just like two members who were like married in game, and they're just doing like erotic roleplay outside the front of the house. It's like 3 a.m. when this happens, because it's like I'm just home from work, and they just and they just like stop, and like they're not even like doing it in private messages, they're just doing it in like the regular chat, because it's 3 a.m, so there's nobody else around in this like almost empty housing district. And then I just like teleport in, and there's like a very quick like awkward conversation, and I go check out the house, and then like a day later they've had a fight and gotten divorced, and they hate each other, and one of them
was it because of you?
I don't know. I think it was because of somebody else who joined the guild, and like one of them got jealous because that person like knew the other one and was like, oh, they're just trying to impress you or whatever. And I don't know the whole story. It was a whole thing. And so eventually I got like to the point.
Damn, your roommates in this game are whack.
Well, they were my roommates. I got to the point where I was like, hey, I'm playing this when I get home from work, and I get home from work at like 2 or 3 a.m. most days, and the EU servers are dead as hell at that time, so I'm going to switch to like a US server. So I did that, and that's like, the US servers are, the people on them are very different from the people on the EU servers. There's a lot more, what would you call it? A lot more boisterous.
Yeah, they're very bold.
Yeah, it's very, very loud, very busy on those servers. I wound up on the same server that Rose is on, and like, there's some like characters on that server.
That's what I'm always talking about. Like, I'm always just like, these motherfuckers that you keep seeing, like,
yeah. Like, I've already, like, there's, like, I'm not gonna name names even though I know his name. There's a guy who's, like, he plays as, like, a Lalafell, and he just, like, walks up to people in Limsa and starts trying to roleplay with them, and it's just, like, my dude, please leave me alone. There's a guy...
You go to the America servers, and it's like Santa Cruz Joker all day, every day over there.
Yeah,
and then you go to the EU servers, and it's like Malt Vader over there being a real weirdo, but it's like quieter.
It's really quiet. Like on the EU servers at their busiest is like around the same as if I log into like a US server and it's like midnight in the US. You know, like it's very there's a lot more people on the US servers, and they're a lot louder. Like, a lot of people just, like, role-playing in the public chat. There's like a dude on the server who's like role-playing as Noctis from Final Fantasy XIV. Right. And he just, like, walks up to everyone who's not in a guild and, like, is, like, desperately trying to recruit him to his. And there's like there was somebody like last night when I was just like sitting around in Limsa, which is like the main social area, and like just this person, like, because you know it's an MMO, so you can like whisper or talk or shout or whatever, and this person is just shouting so like everyone in like that area for the loading screen or whatever can see him, and he's just like screaming, like ranting and raving about how climate change isn't real, like apropos of nothing. He's just like on a tangent about it, and there's a lot of people who's just like a lot of weird like political stuff being shouted in the chat on the American servers, and it's a very strange environment coming to it from like an EU server where like people are just like not talking to each other because I don't know. Like I had somebody walk up to me out of nowhere, like after I had been on the US server for like an hour, and just like looked at my character's name, which is roast beef, and they just like and they just like wrote like in the public chat like ooh roast beef, and then wrote like asterisk bite asterisk, and I just like stood up and walked away, and I was just like this is a lot. So like the experience of being on a new server is like hell.
You were having a real one in this MMO lately.
Yeah.
So, two things. One, I am familiar with the experience of the asterisk bite asterisk, but usually it's far worse because my character name.
Yeah.
And I invite it, I guess, quote unquote.
Sure.
But two, the real wild shit is I've been on this server since before even housing was implemented into the game. It's like 5 years. 5 years.
Sure.
And this server used to be small. Now it's one of the biggest. That happened around when Stormblood came out. And what happened was, because of the way those people are, once it started getting big, after Stormblood launched, I just turned shout chat off and never turned it back on again.
Oh, you can do that.
You can do that, and I did
need to do that.
Because it was like, I can't take this anymore. You people are animals. There's so many... The wonderful thing about MMOs is you run into so many characters, and like sometimes it's awful, but sometimes it's really funny. Like I think you'll get a kick out of this. John, maybe. I think you'll really get a kick out of this.
Let's hear it.
So we had this dude who was always wearing the ugliest fucking outfit right outside of our mansion that we had. We've had this mansion for like 5 years now.
Sure.
And it was just this spot outside where everyone always hangs out all the time. And there was this dude who was always wearing metallic green clothes. It didn't matter what the outfit was. He was always wearing metallic green. And it looked like shit. Like he's wearing like a black mage, like the classic black mage outfit that like VV has, but it's fucking metallic green and it looks like complete shit. And his name was Ezarez. And at that time in the game, metallic green dye could only be bought with real money. So it was like double, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Anyways, he says nothing or whatever. People keep making jabs about his thing. I'm like, I feel bad being so mean to him, like he's just doing his best. He's having a good time. And literally as soon as I said that, this wasn't like said in the game. This was said like on a voice call with someone else I was talking to, a few other people I was talking to. He walks up to like our group of people and does a custom emote where it says that he shits on the ground. And he did that, and then he like made another emote that said "uh-oh," and then he ran away. And I think about this like every time I think about strangers in an MMO. It's just that fucking guy. Like,
Yeah.
Oopsie doopsie. I dropped the doozy.
like, uh-oh, like fucking
Stinky.
he literally just said like he takes a shit. Like he just said like SRS takes a shit. That's what it said. Like I was just like blown away.
Into
Like,
your mind.
yeah, the theater of my mind was going like right
What
there
a
when I thought I could see
character.
it. Yeah, like there's just so many people you run into in these fucking games.
Yeah, there definitely seems like this server, and I don't know how common it is with like old or servers that have been around a while, but there definitely seems like people that have been on there a while have created some kind of lore around certain people that play it. Like, I kept seeing people just like shouting in the chat about somebody named Tony Turbocrotch, and then I saw Tony Turbocrotch walking around.
I don't think I've seen that, man. But
He's just a guy
shit.
in like, he's just in his underpants wearing sunglasses and has a pompadour, and like, that's it.
Hell
It's just,
yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
like, it's just like, it's weird. Like, it's such a different vibe to that server, and like, because it has all the same bad bullshit, where just like you just have people running around trying to like advertise for guilds or like desperately trying to there's a party finder in that game. Like if you want to find people to help you do like a raid or a duty or like a mission or whatever, right? And sometimes I scroll through it just to see if anyone is doing anything interesting. And I was looking through it the other day, and I just found one that was like, I'm looking for somebody who could be my wife in real life. And I was like, oh my God.
Man.
I was just I get wanting to shoot your shot or whatever, but like the Final Fantasy 14 like party finder is not the place to advertise that you want a wife. Like it's a lot.
It gets scarier sometimes. Like there's people that are like looking for a cute like Makote female or whatever to come and be my maid in quotation marks, and it's just like, "Ay, go get out of here, scoot!" Like, no.
Yeah, there's way too many like horny ads in places there shouldn't be. But you know, like I've had more pleasant interactions in the like 2-3 days I've been on that server than I had in 2 or 3 months, which is nice. Like somebody just walked up to me yesterday and was like, "Hey, I have all these extra minions. Do you want them?" And just gave me like 3 of them for nothing. I was like, "Oh, that's really nice. Thank you." Like it's just like, yeah, I just get them in raids and I just give them to people. It's just like, oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah, like so. It's not been entirely negative. It's just a very different vibe, I would say, on the North American servers. Story-wise in the game, it's pretty good. I like it. I'm like, I think close to the end of Heaven's Word, or like,
oh, nice.
Like I think I'm at like after the vault next. I think.
Oh yeah, you're close.
Yeah, so. I like that game still, but I'm still like getting used to the culture shock of just how wild things are now. So
welcome to America.
At least I haven't like walked in on anyone in the middle of like
doing their on that server. RP. I haven't had any problems with it.
Yeah, so
when I. Just tell me when you're on next time, and I'll get someone to invite you to our free company also.
Sure, okay,
because we have a house, we can craft anything, the works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still reeling from you talking about this housing situation and the EU servers.
Listen, I'm shocked from Niall saying that, because that's the way it used to work. Like,
okay.
So they add wards, which are like each ward has like 18 houses or something.
I think it's like
it's 36 total, but
yeah, and it's like broken up into like there's like 36, and then there's like a subdivision in the ward with another like 36 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
plus apartment buildings. And I actually thought like somebody had told me apartments were limitless, but they're not. There's only 90 per apartment building.
But it may as well be limitless though, honestly.
Yeah, sure.
Like
so intentionally or unintentionally, there's a scarcity to this.
Yes, there is.
This thing.
They add wards over time, just completely randomly. There doesn't seem to be a reason. They just do it like they're adding 2 more wards for everyone next month.
Just from seeing the limits where things are at, and
maybe
in that server.
Because the thing is like, so for example, the Shirogane thing that Niall was talking about. That's a new housing ward that came out with towards the end of. Or maybe near the beginning of Stormblood? I don't remember. I have no concept of time with that game. But, like, that was a new housing ward, and once that came out, there were no houses for anyone. They were all full, and they didn't add any wards for, like, a year? And we're not even, like, the biggest server. So I just think they just do it completely arbitrarily. Like, they just remember all of a sudden, oh, hey, wait, we have housing.
Yeah, like there's a full, like, if you go on Reddit, there's like a full, like, real estate market for that game where people are like, I'm selling this house for like 10 billion gil or whatever. And it's just.
See, I figured that was what was going on. And I brought it up because of just how much that sounds like real life.
Yeah.
Because in real life, people will make like really nice dorm style apartment style dorm buildings for universities. And they'll rent out those to the university and then throw away all the applications to turn around and say, "Oh, we couldn't. Thank you, government, for subsidizing our building of a university dorm, but nobody applied to it, so we're just going to sell this to the techies that are moving in at 4 times the value that we were going to get from the university students." Like, that's just a real thing that happens, and it sounds a lot like the bot situation. And that's really funny.
I think the thing with the bots was like when they started the new servers to encourage players to new players to go onto them, they like doubled XP. So, you know, like when I started, suddenly like I was like way ahead for like the first 50 levels of where I should have been until it like slows down or whatever. But part of it was like once you got to like level 30 or whatever, they'd just like give you 1 million gil, which is, you know, a fairly sizable amount of money in that game.
It seems like a big number.
So you would just get like a bunch of, you know, like bot accounts working up to level 30, getting the 1 million gil, and then selling them like for real money, like on like sketchy websites or whatever.
Oh, ouch.
So if you'd ever like, you know, like I would log in for that first couple of months when there was the double XP and this like gil bonus or whatever, and just like in any of the plazas in the social spaces, there'd just be like literally like fucking 100 like bots standing on top of each other or whatever, you know.
Now that sounds like the MMOs I know.
Yeah, so it was real bad for a while until like that XP bonus and like gil bonus kind of went away, and it's been better since. But like I said, it's still like all of the European servers seem like they're way quieter than the US ones, so like it's nice to be somewhere where it doesn't feel like a dead game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like it's been a decent trade-off to make.
I
love getting your perspective on FF14.
Yeah, I do too. Because it's really weird to be like, hey, I'm in this now, like forever. So it's nice to see like, what is it like when you're a new player?
Yeah,
the world of Shadowbringers.
Yeah, I think I've reached the point where I don't think I would recommend anyone start it if they haven't already. But I'm in it now, so like I might as well keep going, I guess.
They are doing in 2 patch in the next. Not this. So there's a patch coming out at the end of the month that has the near raid and stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. But the next patch after that, they're changing how the level 1 to 50 stuff works entirely, apparently. So they said they wanted to fix it because, I mean, you know, it's a little bit of a...
it's bad.
Yeah. They like specifically said like, okay, you know all the times you have to go back to the Waking Sands? Well, we're not going to make you do that anymore because it was stupid.
Great.
Like we're gonna like change how they've hinted they're gonna change how like the Praetorium works and stuff like that. So
they need to, because
they've needed to for like 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think I talked about it after I'd done it on the podcast. Like it's a nightmare doing it as a new player because everyone else doing it has like done it 100 times and is doing it because it's like one of the best leveling dungeons or whatever, and you just walk in and it's like, oh, I'm the healer, okay, I know what to do, and then it's like the tanks are running like to the end of the thing immediately, and you're like, what's happening? Why is everybody running? What's going on? Or there's like the part where you have to like verify yourself or whatever to get in the robot, but like it doesn't ever tell you that or whatever, and it's just it's a disaster. They drastically, I think, need to redesign most of the like base game.
Yeah,
because it's bad. It really puts its worst foot forward.
Like I told you when you went through it, I had the same experience even way back then. Like it was the same problem, but it had the added bonus of the reason you have especially hell was there's main scenario roulette. That's where everyone gets the XP from. That didn't exist back then, so we had to wait like 80 minutes for the queue or whatever. I remember, because like no one's queuing for it, and then when you get in, everyone's just fucking running because they're, I don't know, taking their friends who don't care about things, which I hate those people.
Yeah.
Please care about the game that you're playing. I don't know, like at least a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like and like I'll finish on this because I'm conscious of the fact that we've been going a while on this topic, but like I've started to feel like using the party finder is maybe the way to go for like doing story duties, because at least that way you can be like, hey, I'm doing the story, please don't be a dick to me or whatever. You know, like I was lucky enough to get like 2 or 3 in a row where I was with all like mentors or whatever, so they were nice and patient and were like, okay, like here's the thing, like they were like, oh, you're doing this for the first time, here's what you need to know about this dungeon or whatever. And I was like, oh, thanks, you're not like screaming at me because I don't know the mechanics of this boss I've never done before or whatever, which was nice.
Yeah, from my experience, most Final Fantasy XIV like fans always love it when they can show someone who's brand new a dungeon or some kind of thing in 14. Like that's a joyful experience.
I've had it both ways.
I know that other folks for some reason online don't, and I just do not understand them at all.
Yeah, I've had like dungeons where people have just been like real dicks about like, come on, like don't watch these fucking story videos or whatever, like skip them and go back and watch them later. Like you should know what you're doing. Like why aren't you doing enough DPS? You're supposed to be doing like as much DPS as the rest of us, even if you're like the white mage. And I'm like, I've never done this before. But I've also like had people be like, oh, okay, here's how this boss works, or here's how
I've
this
got to
works.
believe that those folks just don't have friends, because literally everyone that I know that like are friends and stuff are always just the type of people that are like the most caring towards new players to like foster them into the game.
So like when I was doing the story for like the main game, I had a really good experience with one where like, I forget the order of them, but I had just come off like a really bad dungeon experience where I had like been stuck with a tank who didn't know how to tank, so I had wound up being the tank even though I was the white mage, and I was like really frustrated and pissed. And like the two DPSs had been like obviously experienced and were just yelling at the tank, and it was just a real bad like scene. And then I went into like the Garuda fight, and like it was me and like these other 2 DPSs who were new, and we were with a tank that like had clearly knew what they were doing, and we just like went through like one like round of it, and like she was just like, okay, I'm gonna see how you guys do, and then I can give you like advice on what to do based on that, and was like really nice to all 3 of us, and was like, okay, we wiped here, but like here's where this went wrong, like here's where this mechanic comes into play, when the boss does this you do this, like, and like all 3 of us kind of came out of it like having learned something from this experienced player, as opposed to like some player like yelling at you or somebody else just going, if you see this, do this, you know, like it was like a really nice way of like learning by doing, as opposed to just like knowing in advance or just getting screamed at, which is what you kind of want from like that experience. If you're a new player and you're playing with somebody who knows their experience, I think is like, it's better for them to like get a grasp of what you know and like what you can do first. So I thought that was really good. But yeah, I'll stop talking about this nightmare of a video game now.
Yeah, you better.
Don't play it if you haven't played it. I think Michael actually just today was like, I bought Final Fantasy XIV.
I was like, whoa.
People are
that poor
off
man.
the shit.
Yeah.
Solon, what's up with you? Let's check in with you. What's going on?
Oh, you know, I've just been playing video games.
Oh, shit.
Wow,
what?
we got a gamer over here.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right, well, what's going on with games?
Oh, you know, Final Fantasy. You ever heard of this game?
Oh, boy. All right, more Final Fantasy. Let's go.
John immediately tunes out. No, I'll keep it brief. Final Fantasy X. It's a very easy video game. I very comfortable. We beat it 2 weeks ago and immediately went into the much more interesting to talk about Final Fantasy X 2.
And better.
And better.
And better.
And better. It's got a class system, and you can change classes on the fly in the middle of your turn by putting on new clothes. Like, it's such a good game. So we've been playing Final Fantasy X-2 for the last week, and I had an interesting kind of thought that I came across when playing Final Fantasy X. 10 is a game that you can really just play straight through. You start it off, and then you just go straight to the end, and they tell you a really amazing story over the course of 20 hours about two people from wildly different time periods that are never going to be allowed to love each other because of fate. And so just a nice, tragic, fun story with a lot of characters that you really get into and you get really invested and you like. And they all have like a bazillion character arcs that happen over the course of the story. Waka learns to not be racist, and that's a nice point.
Thank God for that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because man, at the beginning of that game, he's a real firebrand. That one.
Yeah, he a little bit of he goes off the shit sometimes, and then he gets better, and that's important. Final Fantasy X-2 does not have that. It has the opposite of that. If you go straight through the game and you just go, they tell you oh, here's the hotspot, go do this mission here, and then you finish it, you'll beat the game in 15 hours or something. You'll breeze right through it and you'll be like, oh, that was it. If you instead go to literally every location that's constantly available to you for every chapter of the game, if you just wander places, there's tons and tons of side missions, and that's actually where the content is at. That's actually where the Riku and Pain and Yuna all learn things about themselves and learn about the world as it is now. Mm-hmm. And there's tons of story stuff that follows up Final Fantasy X in interesting and weird ways. At one point, one of the side quests is you go to Xanarkand, which is the place in 10 where you do this huge ritual and the climax of the plot happens there. Well, in 10.2, they've turned it into a tourist trap.
I mean, of course they did.
The ex-summoners have all... And Riku's dad, Sid, is also at the helm of this. He's oh yeah, we're going to sell tickets to Xanarkand. Look at this ancient ruins. This is where we always cleanse sin every couple of years. And we sacrificed our summoners to this beast. Isn't that great? Isn't that weird? Look, we filled it with treasure chests. And every chapter you can go in and loot the treasure chests that have been freshly refilled with the same crap. But the plot that's there is that you get some monkeys to invade the Xanarkand ruins.
Yeah.
And then
you do that.
In the second chapter, they complain. There's there's all these monkeys, and you can grab the monkeys and find which one is that monkey's mate, and get them all to mate with each other. And then the very next chapter, the entire place is abandoned and overrun by monkeys because they're all screwing for the entire time. And so that's how Yuna saves the Xanarkand ruins from capitalism.
Congratulations!
Yeah. That's a whole side quest, and that offshoots into other side quests where you help Sid find out hey, Sid kind of did a bad thing there, and he doesn't know how to feel about it, but he also doesn't know how to move on from that. And so it's hey, Dad, come onto this airship, let's hang out. There's a ton of redemption stories like that in Final Fantasy X too, and it's delightful. It's been so fun, and so yeah. That's basically where I've been at. Also, the dress spheres are gorgeous.
So would you say that 10.2 stands on its own, or do you think that it's something that you have to play the original 10?
That's a really good question. 10.2 stands on its own because of the systems that are in the game. Okay. The class-changing system is extremely fun to play. And that game's core battle system, the loop, is so comfortable.
Hey, Solon, just real quick. Do you know what other game has the same combat system?
Which game?
The game that I never shut up about, Lightning Returns.
Does it really?
Yes. It's literally dress spheres. It's the exact same.
Let me explain this really quick. Dress spheres is a class-based system just like Final Fantasy V, which is another one of my favorite Final Fantasies. And the idea is that you can be any class that you want at any time just by changing your outfit. And so you're going to level up your dress sphere to get you new abilities on that class by just attacking with it. As long as you have it on and you attack with it, you'll level it up on its own. And to do that, you just hit the X button to attack. And so if you want to go grind, you can just go grind a dress sphere to get all of its best abilities, like its auto kill moves and its abilities that make you immune to status effects or immune to element types. And you do that by just holding the X button. You don't even have to like hit X. You don't have to pay attention to the battle at all. And so like we're live streaming this and we're just having a great time watching the battles go back and forth, holding the X button and just like hanging out. It's such a chill video game. And so if Lightning Returns is anything like that, I'm ready for just the return of chill times.
I don't know if Lightning Return is particularly chill since it's also Majora's Mask, but...
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
The combat's definitely chill. It's the combat rules. Like, it's very, like... I'd say it's not very chill, though, comparatively. Like, it's a lot more, like, deliberate. But it's the same sort of, like, thing, and I really like it. I think it's really fun.
Hey, that is okay. I just like that in 10.2, that matches the themes. The themes of 10.2 is like, well, there's no more impending, horrifying threat to the entire universe. Can we just dance?
Yeah, I mean, there's that famous meme that always goes around of it that's like, killed God, boyfriend imaginary, fuck it, gay road trip. And that's Final Fantasy X too.
Yeah, the only enemy in that game is society. And it's just like, it's kind of comfy. It's like, Yuna has to be like, right, people now. I have to stop being church girl, and I got to go on a lesbian road trip and find out what it means to be a person now. And it's great.
I will say, based on the things you've reminded me of, there is another enemy, and it's half of this game's soundtrack.
Oh, it's real bad. The soundtrack is just constantly like, it'll be really quiet, and then it'll go dun 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 dun, and it's like, what is going on? And then there'll be like weird sounds where like they'll just make like maraca sounds and monkey sounds, and like they have just all these canned sound effects in a lot of the music tracks, and they're trying to do like funk. There's just a bunch of funk tracks on this weird like J-funk.
It's like a very Charlie's Angels vibe I think they were trying to go for.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So two things. One, both of the vocal tracks that they do the big cinematics for, I love them. I love the fact that they dubbed them. That's incredible.
I love that one's a pop track and one's a slow jam.
Hell yeah. Exactly. And it's both of them are extremely early 2000s. Something that I love in quotation marks is when they have that concert on top of the boat, on top of their ship.
Yep.
And Yuna just goes la 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 or whatever, and it's horrible.
Legitimately like the worst song in the game.
The worst song you could ever imagine.
Coming straight off of these amazing, immaculate, like masterpiece videos. But yeah, no, Final Fantasy X-2 is really good, and I think that people that did not like it in the 2000s did not actually play enough of it to understand it in a way that makes sense, because I think that the hardcore gamers played right through it and didn't actually engage with any of the content that was the fun stuff. And so, yeah, it has held up way better than I expected.
Okay, wonderful. Rose, how about you? What are you playing? Do you want to talk about Final Fantasy 2 or as well?
No, I'm not playing Final Fantasy.
What about Final Fantasy, though?
What about Final Fantasy?
Do you want to talk about it?
Rose, you literally have a Final Fantasy game on this
Final
fucking
Fantasy.
list.
I
Full
forgot.
combo!
I started playing Final Fantasy 8.
The remaster?
Yes. And I have never played Final Fantasy 8. It's one of 2 Final Fantasies that I have not played. And
that's
this game
wonderful.
rules. Why people say this one's like a dark horse or something what the hell? It's just Final Fantasy, guys. I don't know.
It is just Final Fantasy.
And the drawing thing is cool as shit. I like it a lot. Like,
I guess you don't have any magic while your enemy does. You should just take it from them.
And just like, I like how a lot of the enemies have like specific ones that you take, and then like it lets you do, like, I was fighting the first big boss you fight in that game, the Biggs and Wedge, and then they summon a thing. right?
The big robot guy.
Yeah.
Not even the big robot guy. They summon like a demon. And the demon
Oh, right
comes
before
down,
that.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and the demon, you can just draw double from it. And I just drew a ton of double, which just lets everyone like cast the same spell twice in a row or whatever. And that was awesome. It made the fight way cooler because it was just like, yeah, I stole this and now I can do this cool thing or whatever. Like,
Yep, and you can just do that forever now.
and you could just do that I stole the siren from it, and now I just have siren as a summon, and it's like that's cool as hell. I will say one thing against this game is that it does the Oblivion thing where all the enemies level scale with you, which is stupid,
Yes. Yep.
and they should have considered that. And I don't know what they were trying all sorts of shit in the 90s.
they
I don't
were
know,
trying
whatever.
something.
Like, hey, good on them, and that sucks. And I can see it being a problem later on, but I got to the first part with Laguna, and the people who made this game are geniuses. That's what I think.
What?
They are before their time.
Okay.
Because they make you just everyone goes on this train to go on a mission. Like Leon, I named him Leon to be familiar with him because of Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
I know his name is Squall, but whatever. And Leon and everyone else goes in, and then they pass out on the like, oh no, and then you just play as this dude named Laguna, and you're just like in Vietnam or whatever. And you just like, he's just like, let's just go. And I'm like, what? And then he just like gets on a car, drives the car back to the city, and then is like, let's go drinking. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And you go drinking, and then you have to play through this like agonizing 10-minute sequence where Laguna has to build up the courage to talk to a girl. Mm-hmm. And
I
he's
feel
like,
that.
he's like, they make you just sit there and watch while like no text bubbles pop up. He's like fidgeting in place, like he starts walking towards her, and then he goes, my leg is cramping, and then turns around or whatever and just starts walking away and like tries walking the leg cramp off and shit like that. And this is all like taking forever, and you have to watch him like be a dumbass in front of this girl. And I was like, this is art. Like, these motherfuckers knew what they were doing, and like people weren't ready. Like, it was this really incredible thing that you would not have expected from a Final Fantasy game.
Just a nice rom-com segment.
Just a weird rom-com segment, like out of nowhere, like in the middle of this weird dubious war that's going on. Like,
Yeah, he just left that, by the way. He just pieced out of war.
Yeah, he just left. And like the general or something, or like a captain is in that bar that you go to. And once you hit on the girl and the girl's like, why don't you come up to my room or whatever? You go and talk to the captain, and the captain's like, pretty bold of you to go talk to her. I think it would be pretty interesting if I just reassigned you to the North Pole or whatever. And it's like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Everyone just talks absolutely off the wall. I love FF7 for being off the wall. So the fact that this is just like that rules.
What
Cypher
party
is
do you
the
use
best.
for it?
Right
Who
now,
do you
I don't
like
have a
fighting with?
choice, really. Right
Okay.
now, I'm just, like, I literally just did the first Laguna part, and that's it. So I just got Renoa, who I kept named Renoa. Mm-hmm.
But you got to play with Quistis.
Yeah. And I'll probably use her because I'm the blue mage. I love the blue mages.
Yeah. Her blue mage abilities get really, really good.
So I'll probably use, like, Leon, Renoa, and Quistis. Maybe put in Cypher, because I think Cypher's so fucking funny. He's like I knew he would be funny from Kingdom Hearts, where he just says like, we totally owned you lamers and stuff.
Yep. Oh, he never stops being like that either.
He never stops. And also, like, everything is just so fucking funny. Like there's just so much like subtlety to like every single cutscene that you can tell they like actually directed it for once, instead of like whatever the hell the FF7 cutscenes are. And like there was this scene where Leon, Zell, and Selphie are boarding a train with freedom fighters. And the freedom fighters introduce themselves to the three of them or whatever, and the guy holds out his hand to Leon, and Leon just like stands there like ignoring him. And the guy's like, oh, and he like nervously pulls it back, and he just walks to the side and like holds out his hand to Selphie, and Selphie shakes the hand or whatever. And then Zell lifts up his hand to shake the guy next, and the guy just like goes back to wherever he was standing and completely ignores him, and Zell just like keeps his hand held out, and then he looks at his hand and just looks down sad. And it was
There's
just
comedic timing there. It's great.
and it's like for a fucking PS1 game, that's incredible. You know, like I'm really having a good time. There's a great feature that I told my girlfriend straight up, I will take advantage of this. You just press a button at any time and it gives you infinite HP and limit break and everything or whatever. You just press this button and it just does that. And like I was like, straight up, if we get to a point where it's like I'm going to die, I am pressing that button. I do not care. Like it's good. It's a
I
great
feel
game.
like, and this might be a little controversial, but if you can play Final Fantasy VIII without having to learn the junction system, where you equip spells to your abilities and stuff, you will have a better time. I learned the junction system when we played it, and there's some amazing stuff in there. Like being able to be like, I have built up 100 blinds so that I can fight the monsters that blind me by equipping blind to my defense. So now I'm completely protected from this status effect. That's cool. But also, I don't need to know that. Just let me equip something that does that already.
It's like the game that's like it feels like if you like really wanted to get into it, it is like a min-maxer's wet dream.
Oh,
that
it's
game.
so smart.
Like,
it really is smart. And also there's a lot of other things that I think are much more important for people to get to that I wish were more accessible. And so
yeah.
Now that doesn't minimize the moment we beat like Omega Weapon because our junctions were like perfect. It was a big moment. Doesn't take anything away from that, but outside of that, it's like, yeah, just go hit that big sweet junction free button. Get yourself some health, go limit break, and have some fun.
Yeah. And one of my favorite parts of playing this game has been how like so many of the moves that like Squall or Cypher do are just gunbreaker moves in Final Fantasy XIV. Like
you finally get to see where those come from too. Yes.
Like I'm shocked that Ren Zetsukin, that's Squall's limit break, is not in FF14.
Yet.
If you're right, but like they covered everything else. Like they have like Rough Divide, like Demon Fang, like all this crazy shit that goes on. They replicated, I didn't know this, they replicated the animations that both Squall and Cypher do perfectly into the two different combos that you do in FF14, and that's sick as hell.
Hell yes.
Like that attention to detail, like I didn't even know, like that rules. And also this game, this is the remaster, has a boost button, you know, this is very common now, like triple the speed, but it doesn't speed up the music. The music is a separate track, so the music just plays like normal, which is like,
good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that game has really long loading times, and I understand why, but they're long.
Yeah.
You can just being able to speed through that just is like, oh, thank God.
All right, are we done with Final Fantasy today?
Wait. Did y'all see the Monster Hunter Resident Evil thing?
What?
No.
Yes.
It's incredible. Okay, so it's Resident Evil 2 crossover, right? They're just letting you play as Leon and Claire.
They're in?
You just straight up a skin over your character. They have guns. They just replace your slingshot with a machine gun and shit like that.
Great.
And they're replacing your quest lady, who's like a secondary main character, the handler, with Mr. X. So Mr. X is going to cook you food and shit now.
Oh my God.
And it is incredible. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I remembered it, and it is incredible.
Thank you.
What other news is there? Is there other good news like that?
Oh, well, I don't have good news. I mostly have a bunch of negative financial news this week. There's a lot of bad stuff. I'm
business.
just gonna
business talk.
There's business talk. Okay, I'm just gonna choose one at random. Okay. First one that I'm gonna talk about here. Duke Nukem 3D's Composer I know we're talking about Duke this week, folks.
This week.
Yeah, this week it's happening again. The composer of Duke 3D's music, Bobby Prince, is suing Gearbox. So there's more litigation with our buddy Randy. Apparently, when the Duke 3D World Tour was released, the new re-release of Duke 3D, Bobby Prince was told by Randy Pitchford that there would be royalties sent to Prince for the music because it uses the music. They did not make new music. Apogee never actually owned Duke 3D's music. Bobby Prince actually has most of the rights to it. So since it was licensed through Apogee, and then Randy bought the Duke rights, there's just a bunch of weird, paperwork and all that. But Prince should be getting royalties for the use of his music in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pitchford said that he would be taken care of. That's a quote.
In quotes, he's going to be taken care of.
Yeah. So Prince is suing Gearbox, Randy, and actually Valve as well, because Valve distributed Duke 3D on Steam and ignored a takedown notice from Prince.
Yeah. Yep.
So, he said that he sent in a takedown notice on February 8th, 2018, and was ignored. He's looking for the maximum statutory damages per infringement, or actual damages, and Gearbox profits, as well as attorney's fees, and an injunction prohibiting Gearbox and Valve from infringing his rights. So, he wants to clean fucking house for his music. It says here that the original agreement that Apogee made gave the developer the limited right to use the music in exchange for a royalty equal to $1 per unit sold. So, yeah, this guy is owed a lot of money. And, and was screwed over by a lot of people. So,
hey, remember when Randy's personal assistant stole millions from him?
Yes.
That's, yeah.
What a hero.
Yeah.
I mean,
is he?
No.
He doesn't seem like a great person either.
No.
What was it he stole it to get abs or something? Randy Pitchford
man,
said,
who the
something
fuck
that?
knows? He went on trips all over the world.
Yeah, it's. I feel
that's no
every,
Robin Hood story.
Week, there's a new
Randy's up to some
wild,
shit.
Yeah, something wild comes out of there.
Did a new week just start, or is he trying to compete for a new record? Because I've got news too.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Gearbox turned down Troy Baker for Borderlands 3.
You're right. Yeah.
That fucking press release.
God, yeah. So Troy Baker did not reprise the voice of Reese from Tales of the Borderlands, and Troy Baker said it was because they, wouldn't go union, and so when they were in talks to do this role, Gearbox just stopped getting back to him, and then replaced him with someone else who was not in the voice actors union. So I feel like maybe they're trying to just compete or something to screw over the most different labor groups in video games, as many as possible. I don't fucking know. It's unreal just how many different people just are screwed when they work with Gearbox on so many different levels.
Yeah, it really makes me feel bad for just, the on-the-ground staff at Gearbox. I can't imagine that's a great work environment these days with the constant problems that Randy and just that, the executive tier of that company is causing it.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a real time for union stuff in general, with all the stuff that's been going on with Kickstarter and that, what was it, the Monument Valley devs just recently now.
Oh, that's right.
That happened.
The Monument Valley devs fired. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was someone who was working there who was like a union leader who was like trying to unionize the workplace. They fired them, and well, at least the good news is that there are laws against doing that, and if they don't respond in like I think it's like 2 weeks or something to try to like reinstate them or figure something out, they will be like taken down by the government.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was specifically someone who was big with the what is it called? The games union, the big one.
Game Workers Unite.
Game Workers Unite, yeah, because he was a part of that, I believe. And but God, all of those fucking lines that the Monument Valley developers put out were like awful. Like it was like we think of ourselves as a fampany, and it was like,
The fuck's a fampany?
That's like the new Pokemon, right?
A company
Yeah, that's the new
family? Is
Pokemon.
that what they're trying to say?
yeah, they're trying to say company family, yeah, like we're a fampany, and it was just like.
If they don't fix their shit, I'm going to send them a picture of my fampany.
Jesus.
Jeez, John.
You should really get that checked out.
Yeah.
I probably need to. Speaking of other wild litigation, though,
Please, we're in business mode.
have you all heard about this Pac-Man shit that's been going on?
Vaguely.
It's wild. It is
Yeah.
so fucking wild.
So,
Please just tell
okay,
me Pac-Man fever's back.
in a way.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I guess to explain the whole history of this, when Pac-Man originally came out, it was such a large success that a lot of people tried to make clones of it. You know, you'll know your Crazy Autos, et cetera, et cetera. But one of them was Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man was created by General Computer Corporation, and then they sold it to Bally Midway. Because and it's just this really weird thing because Ms. Pac-Man was not originally like an actual Namco thing, but then Namco got like most of the rights to Ms. Pac-Man, but they still had to give royalties to General Computer Corporation because they created Ms. Pac-Man.
So if Bally Midway had it, is that where the Pac-Man like arcade and pinball game came from? Pac-Man Junior, I think it was called.
Yeah, you know, like Midway was doing all this extra stuff because Midway licensed Pac-Man for America.
Okay,
So
that
they
makes a
had
lot of sense.
So they had some of the rights, but then like Midway went away, so Namco got all those rights back. But they still didn't have 100% of Ms. Pac-Man, which honestly, now that I think about it, that is like why Ms. Pac-Man isn't Pac-Man's alt costume in Smash, is because they would have to give royalty rights or royalty payments to GCC for every copy of Smash sold.
Oh, that's interesting. So who has the rest of it?
Okay, that's where we're going. So Namco has some of the rights, but they have to give royalties to GCC. But they've been trying to like buy the royalty rights back from GCC for ages, and they just haven't gotten it through. It's been really weird. So here comes this other player called At Games. At Games are the people that make a lot of those like those mini arcade cabinets, you know, the like little tiny like standee ones that like not the ones that like are almost full sized, like the one with like the Marvel, like the ones that are like on your coffee table, that kind of thing. At Games also did like those flashback consoles, you know, like the Atari Flashback and the Genesis Flashback. And they were apparently going to make the Genesis Mini, but then Sega like backed out of it because they were like, y'all actually suck at this. We're going to do this with M2. Fuck you all. These At Games, it does a bad job. They do a really bad job porting stuff. One of the more egregious things that they've done recently was they put out a Pac-Man like arcade like plug and play game that they touted as like one of the best ways to play Pac-Man. And when they sent those out to reviewers, they sent out an arcade perfect version of it. But the version that they sold at stores was just a ROM dump of the NES version of Pac-Man. Which is a real shitty version of Pac-Man, mind you. So, At Games has been trying to put out a Ms. Pac-Man arcade like mini arcade cabinet, and Namco won't let them because they are trying to just get the rights to Ms. Pac-Man. They don't want any Ms. Pac-Man stuff to get out there while they're trying to get the rights just completely from GCC. So, what AtGames ends up doing is AtGames bought out the rights for the royalties from GCC. They somehow grabbed those royalties from GCC, but instead of Namco, which Bandai Namco has been trying to do this for ages. But now GCC has the royalty rights. So if Ms. Pac-Man shows up in anything, they would have to pay AtGames that money.
Okay.
So Bandai Namco is trying to sue AtGames for basically like undermining them, for like illegally grabbing part of their for their like meddling.
Okay, that makes sense, because when you own part of an IP like that, you still have to be told when it's going to trade hands, because that's part of stuff you own. Mm-hmm. So if they weren't told at all, and this is Miss Pac-Man, a character that they are extremely interested in for tons of reasons. Mm-hmm. That's why Miss Pac-Man hasn't been around.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So depending on how this goes, either Namco Bandai might finally get all the rights to Miss Pac-Man, or Miss Pac-Man may never show up in anything ever again. We'll see how it goes. I mean, like GC,
that's so
like,
dire sounding.
Like really,
Miss Pac-Man officially silenced by parents of Miss Pac-Man because they can't agree.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, there's no good people in this argument, you know. Like,
no,
but it's so petty. It's so many weird, petty things going on, and nobody's really gonna win. I mean, I don't know. Maybe at the very least, if Bandai Namco does win this, maybe if we get Echo Fighter DLC, then we could put Miss Pac-Man in Smash. I don't know, but it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. Niall, do you want to talk about something real quick? So I'm not just talking about all the bad financial shit that went down recently.
All right, take your business suits off. Business time's over.
Sure, I'll talk about like a thing that's probably not going to happen, but would be like really wild if it did happen.
Ooh, baseless speculation.
Not baseless, but just like it involves some tweets. One of which started as a joke, and then it like escalated, and now maybe something really cool is going to happen. So, like, I've talked about it before since I've gotten into playing the game, but Dead by Daylight sort of has had this ongoing, like, you know, thing where it's been adding more and more characters to the game, and they've had, you know, a lot of big sort of horror stalwarts come in. You know, they've had like Michael Myers, Freddy, Freddy, sorry.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy from Freddy Krueger, yeah. For some reason my brain was just like shorting out there. Freddy Krueger, you know, the pig from Saw, you know, a bunch of these characters. And they just added the Demogorgon from Stranger Things a couple of weeks ago, which is cool. But in the wake of that being added...
Please don't say Borat.
They're not adding Borat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In the wake of that being added, like, a bunch of people noticed that, like, the creative director for the game and a bunch of other, like, high-profile people working on the game had started following, you know, Stephen King, just, like, after the Demogorgon came out. So everyone was like, oh, Pennywise is going to be the next killer for the game or whatever, which would be really great. I would love to see Pennywise be added.
Absolutely. It, too, just came out, and that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I would rather be the Tim Curry Pennywise.
I was about to say me too. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see what we can get. But like, sort of as like what kind of came across as like them jokingly like making fun of people like reading too much into what they were doing on Twitter. The game's creative director, I think his name is Matthew Cote, sent a tweet to everyone's favorite sort of bewildered 2000s celebrity, Tony Hawk.
Wait. Bewildered 2000 celebrity is the description. Not,
I mean, that's
professional
him.
Skater, X Games, like, starter.
It is the middle of the night, and I've worked all day. Look, I'm tired.
Niall. I'm sorry, you're right.
And that is who Tony Hawk is now.
Yeah, that's who he is now.
Yeah, that is who he is now. And so the creative director is just like jokingly being like, "Hey, how do we get you to be in our horror game?" And like, this kind of, you know, it got no response from Tony Hawk.
And what?
Yeah, and it got no response from Tony Hawk, and like the community was like tagging Tony Hawk and like trying to get him to respond to this, and he did, and he was just like, "You know, people I know, call me," and it's just like, all right, that'd be cool, right? If Tony Hawk was in that game now,
would he be a
like,
monster?
No, he'd be a survivor, I gotta think.
But what if he's a monster and, like, they really mix up the format and you have to, like, skate away from him really quickly or something?
Oh, so he's not on a skateboard, but everyone else is?
No, he's like the survivor and, like, the killer is, like, Bam Margera or something. I don't know.
Damn, that's true.
I just like the idea, because I've been getting back into the game over the past couple of weeks as well, after like being away from it for a while, just because I was getting into other things, and just the idea of them adding Tony Hawk when they've already kind of started going down like the weird celebrity route by like just having Bruce Campbell be in the game now, and just like, I know Bruce Campbell is Ash, like obviously, and he's Ash in the game, but like, he's doing the full, like, Bruce Campbell shtick in that game, which, you know, like, he's the first survivor that got a personality in that game.
Oh, I see.
Like, he's talkative and he's, like, quipping and stuff.
So you're saying Tony Hawk opens the door to even weirder, different, like, it opens it beyond the horror aesthetic that the game goes for.
It potentially does, like, if they actually go through with this, which they might, knowing those guys, like... But it just, like, the idea of how they work Tony Hawk into the lore of a game like this would be just kind of amazing.
I think you literally just answered it. They call him Tony Horror.
Yeah, Tony Horror.
That would actually.
Yeah, like, because the lore of that game is like, there's this giant evil spider god that like connects all these like realms, and like is like the survivors in that game never actually die. They're sacrificed and like then are reborn in this nightmare realm. So like there's weird stuff you could do with Tony Hawk in that environment. I mean, you could have a skate park as like a level.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
And I mean, his real life is him just constantly being reborn in a hellscape, because he's always running into people who don't know who he is. Like, that could just be his personal hell.
Yeah,
there
like his killer is just like Jack from Twitter or something. I don't know. Like,
the people. If I can imagine a scenario here, the new Dead by Daylight DLC, Tony Hawk wouldn't be a playable character or a monster. But you literally have to go to a place in the skate park level to open Pandora's Hawks, and out comes Tony Hawk with his skateboard. And he doesn't help at all. He doesn't hinder anything. He just skates. And he's just like, hey, I'm just learning this new trick. It's called an Indy 550, and it's not an Indy 900. It's like 3/7 of that. And I just want to see if you like it. And like, you can watch him, and the monster can watch him, but he doesn't get in the way. He just kind of hangs out.
See, like, it's interesting that you would bring that up, because there is, like, certain levels where once you, like, finish a certain generator, it will, like, have an effect on the environment. You know, like, it'll open up a new area of the,
that's true,
the level or whatever. So, like, you could literally, like, finish a generator and it like lights up a half pipe or something, and Tony Hawk's just in there or something. I don't know.
He's just standing there with his
He's just
board, like,
skating up
do you
and down
recognize
it,
me?
you know.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. It's been kind of a bummer though for me going back to that game, because like they changed so much. Like they changed the entire end game, which it needed to be changed, because like the end game used to be, once you open the doors, like you could fuck around forever. And now it puts like, now once the doors are opened, it like sends the world into like collapse basically. So like you have to get out before the realm collapses in on itself or whatever. Because before, people used to just like use it to farm EXP forever, which like that's the change like I like. But they also nerfed the killer that I used to play, which sucks because it was already like considered like the second like worst killer. So
who's your
now
killer?
My killer is the Legion, which is, it's actually 4 like edgy teenagers that like it differs like, and you get different animations and stuff based on like which cosmetics you're using for them. So like, you know, like they each have a different personality based on what costume you're using.
You play as a full emo band.
Yeah, except it's like a full emo band, but they're like wearing like purge masks kind of. And their thing was like, they could go into like a frenzy where they could hop over like the pallets that survivors can drop. So like, and they could like, they would get this like attack when they were in frenzy that basically gave them no cooldown. And when you hit somebody with it, it would like put them into a state where they were bleeding out like immediately. So they would have a certain amount of time in which to stop the bleeding, or they would just like collapse basically, and you can pick them up.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I love the concept and the idea, and I would definitely play as them. And also, you are describing a low tier character.
Yeah, exactly. But like their thing was like, they were designed in such a way that like the whole concept of them was to and also like you would get like visual cues as to where all the other survivors were as you were like in the frenzy.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, so the idea was very much that like you would hit one person when you were in the frenzy and it would light up everybody else. And so you'd be able to go around and like hit everybody once and put them all into like this state where it has to stop them in their tracks and like make them, you know, like heal themselves or they were fucked. But now the way they do it is if you hit somebody twice in frenzy, it automatically ends the frenzy, and if you miss in frenzy, it automatically ends the frenzy.
Ooh.
So it's now like super weak because this already weak character that already like needed a certain like perk build and needed like a certain like layout in order to, or loadout in order to work effectively, is now like just the shit. Like it's just awful, and
it doesn't even
work.
sound like it's weak, just it's very hard to execute on, especially in an online game.
Yeah, like you have to be perfect with it now, and part of that also requires like this, like the survivors to be working together, you know, like they need to be in close enough proximity that when like you hit one, like there's at least one more of them, you know, around, so that you can actually like spread out what you're doing with it. As opposed to
so
like,
how do we add the Hawkman to your loadout? The Lost Boys, but they're 2017's The Purge.
Yeah, I feel like each killer has like unique like bonus add-ons they can get, and I feel like you could have one for like theirs are all like mixtapes. So you could just like have a copy of like Tony Hawk's like games or whatever that like lets them do sick shit or whatever. I don't know. You know, lets them have a combo meter or something. I don't know. So yeah, I've had to start like
The Barbecue Purge boys all get 6 skateboards.
Yeah. So I've had to start experimenting with other killers, and that's been kind of hit and miss because like I know all the powers of the other ones. I just like I'm so out of practice with any of them. I'm sort of like leaning on maybe moving to the Spirit, which is like this.
Oh, the Spirit's sick. They're cool.
The Spirit,
I know that one.
She's like a like very like traditional Japanese horror. Like her like limbs are like hanging off her body. And she's got like a katana that she summons. But like, she's the only one I've been having fun with playing. I figured out a nice like just way to fuck with people. So like her power is that she can like phase walk basically. But to everyone, like to the survivors, it just looks like she's standing still. So like I just started fucking with people by like standing still, and like when you're in the phase walk, you can't see the survivors, but you can see the tracks they leave and you can feel them if you run into them. But like if you just stand still, it like everyone thinks you're in phase walk and they'll like come up to you and start like teabagging in front of you. And then you just smack them and they start getting really mad at you because you tricked them, and it's fun.
That rules.
Yeah, it's a fun way of just like fucking with people. I still really like that game. I really hope Tony Hawk gets put into it.
Yeah, all right.
At the very least, give me Tim Curry. Either one.
Please. Tim Curry should just be in more games in general. Like, I mean, him in fucking Red Alert is like...
God.
Space.
God, yeah, he was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
God.
Space.
Was that also the one that had Ric Flair, or was that a different CNC game?
I think it might have been, actually. Yeah, I think it's the same one.
Yeah.
God bless. Rose.
Hi.
So what else is up?
All right, so I forgot to say last time when I was here, to hosting the podcast last time, that I played a bunch of Persona Q2.
What's that one? That doesn't sound like Persona 3, 4, or 5.
It's all of them. It's an Etrian Odyssey spinoff that has all of the characters from 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, shit.
I played a third of the first one and didn't get very far. I think this one's a lot better. Mainly because they start you out with... So, the first one started you out and you picked one that you start with. Basically, Persona 4 or 3 at that point. 5 wasn't out. And then you just meet at the end of like the first chapter or whatever, you meet up with the Persona 3 or 4 people, whichever one you didn't pick, and then you just go from there.
Okay.
This game has sort of starts you out with the Persona 5 people, all of them, the whole cast, and you gradually get more of the others, including the Persona 3 female protagonist, who hasn't been in anything since Persona 3 Portable. You get to name every single protagonist, like
nice.
The Joker and the female protagonist, and fucking Chuck Tanoku over there is what I called them. And I haven't decided on whatever I'll name the Persona 3 boy when I get him, but it'll be something.
Moody Tooty, Blue and Shooty.
But it's the interactions are just way more fun, mainly because I think the Persona 5 team, like, characters, not the writing team, well, maybe the writing team also, like, those characters are so good together, and they feel like a real, like, friend group in a way that the other two just don't.
Yeah, I will always beat that drum that, like, a big reason why Persona 5 is my favorite is that the Phantom Thieves are like an actual friend group that would hang out with each other.
And just even them just like interacting with like Elizabeth and the Persona 3 girl who you just get by herself.
Nadine Quargle, that's her name. That's who I named. What I named her.
Yeah, see, I just that's okay. I
mean, I think Nadine would actually be a good name for her, just in general. But you know,
I just
my dog's name is Nadine.
But yeah, like they've given her a really fun personality where she's just like full, like just like she's basically Chie, but like smart. Not as an insult to Chie, but Chie is not exactly the smartest apple on the tree. That's kind of her charm.
Yeah,
that's her charm. There's nothing wrong with that. But
this is a protagonist version of Chie.
Yeah, and just like. I think like it's just really I've been really enjoying the writing. It's very clever. Like there's like the whole gimmick of the thing is you're going into different genres of movies like Jurassic Park, superhero movies or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
But you're doing Persona 5 stuff in them. Like you're always stealing the treasure at the end to solve it. And the thing I really liked is that when you're doing that, when you're on the run where you're like going the last map to reach the boss, it does the same thing Persona 5 does when you're doing the heist days, where it plays Life Will Change or whatever. And it's just like, that song is free dopamine. That song fucking kicks ass. It's the one that's just like dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's great. And
I can't just keep getting into it. I'm going to start singing that whole fucking song.
It's great. And all of the interactions between all the characters are really good. Like, there was this bit where, like, you're fighting dinosaurs or something like that, and someone just randomly says, like, I wonder, what do dinosaurs taste like? And Futaba just immediately comes on and is like, ever since I watched TV as a child and saw someone eat a giant, like, dinosaur leg as, like, a cartoon steak or something like that on the bone, I have wanted to eat a dinosaur my entire life. This has been my dream. And, like, the Persona 3 girl's like, me too. We need to fulfill this goal or something like that. Like, there's, like, and, like, all the side quests are, like, stupid bullshit for Elizabeth. So she's just like, oh, I had this thing called a churro the other day. It was incredible. How do you make this? And you just have to, like, find cinnamon or whatever. And she's like, I didn't know how cinnamon worked at first. I found out it's a powder now, but I just sort of fed the whole, like, plant to Theo, who's her brother, like, and just made him eat the whole thing. And he said, this is horrible. I want to die or whatever. Like, there's, like, a ton of fun interactions with that. When you get fucking Chuck Tanoku or whatever, the Persona 4 boy, him, the Persona 3 female protagonist, and Joker all, like, one of the introduction options you get, because you control Joker as the main character. And one of the dialogue options you have to interact with them is just to say, like, a quote from, like, when you summon a persona, like when the personas say, like, me eat you whole or whatever. And you can just say that, and the other two protagonists just start saying other Persona quotes, like that the Personas say, like he ho or whatever, and they all just start saying stupid bullshit with, like, the fucked up text and everything.
Oh my god, they just nerd out with each other.
Yeah, and then everyone else who doesn't know what, like, that shit is, like, every other character in your party is like, what's wrong with them? Are they okay? Like,
oh, that's so fun.
It's a really fun game, and I need to play more of it. I took a little bit of a break after the second film. I don't know how many there are. I still haven't gotten the Persona 3 people yet, but it's been a lot better than Q. It's like the writing is a lot better, the maps are better paced out and have more going on in them. I am also playing with a ring that triples your experience points, because that's how I play every single JRPG now. Because I don't want to deal with grinding. And yeah.
So forgive my ignorance, but this is Persona Q2, the sequel to Persona Q, and doesn't have anything to do with Persona 2.
Or Persona Q.
Or Q.
It's not even like a sequel to Q, it's just like another one.
They have, like, every single character is in this Q2 game as, like, a celebration of the Persona series, and Persona 2 and 1 are just kind of not there?
They're very different games, right?
Sure.
Like,
yes. So, listen, it's for the best that 1 gets ignored, because that's the one where Hitler's just straight up an antagonist in that game.
I thought that was in 2.
No, that is not in 2. That is in 1.
Okay.
I love 2. 2 is great. 2 is, like, very close to a Persona. Like, normal Persona. Like... Like,
so Persona 1 and 2 are not Persona games any longer.
They were just SMT games with a gimmick, basically. And the gimmick was, like, the personality stuff that they just ended up working into, I think, normal SMT. Where it was like
social links, or
no, like, well, sort of. Like, it was even before social links. It was like you have to figure out the demon's personality right now in a more complex way and stuff like that.
You had to, like,
Persona
negotiate.
Yeah.
You were like in sort of 3, 4, and 5, you're just like, you're unlocking the personas in, like, a different way, whereas in 2 you're, like, negotiating with it to, like, join your side, basically, you know, and, like, fight alongside you. So you're like, oh, this one is happy, or this one is, like, standoffish or whatever, and you have to, like, pick certain things, like, in, like, it's like the battle system, like, gets this, like, added layer of, like, conversation to it in a way, you know, so it's it's very different from what we think of now as like Persona.
Huh. Okay. So I guess it's just not really much of a point in having the characters from 1 or 2 in there.
They're also like, oh, this would have been the time that they could have done it, I guess, because like it's like all time travel bullshit. But like Persona 2 is a very 90s experience. Persona 2 is hot off of like Atlas watched Twin Peaks and is going nuts, like in an extreme way. That's a good
way to sell it.
Also right. Real quick, Rose, I did check. Hitler is in Persona 2. He's in Innocent
What?
Yeah, he's in Innocent Sin.
Is that the second one?
I think so.
Okay, that might be why then. I have vague memories of that one. I remember the first one, like, completely.
Yeah, I wouldn't know too much.
Eternal Punishment or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good. That's weird. I forgot that. Okay, well, anyways, Persona 1's not very good in general. I'm just going to beat that drum anyways. I really did not enjoy playing it. But Persona 2's good. It's very old, though. But it has a cool vibe to it. If you ever get the chance, look up the opening that they did for the PSP remakes. It's fucking good. It's really, really good. And I'm just going to say, well, the only other thing that I've been doing is playing Dragalia Lost again. Because the anniversary's happening. Yeah, honestly. They're just throwing free stuff. You know how like Granblue did that? It's just like that again.
Sure.
And I really appreciate a lot of the writing in that game. Not necessarily the main story writing or anything, but like, you know, the characters' individual stories and the way that the dragon stories are written, like storybooks and stuff, is really, really good. I think that in order to do anything, like, it's the same way I feel about Granblue, is like, you have to be a freaking rocket scientist to do, like, equip a weapon in that game. Like, I cannot figure it out for the life of me. Like, you have to do so much work and and I'm just like, how do you people do this? And everyone's like, it's really easy. I don't know. It's scary. I just want... Here, this is why I've noticed this is a reoccurring thing with every other gacha game that's not Fate Go to me. And I guess the Madoka game is just Fate Go, so that's why I'm fine with that too. It's like, they're all like, expect you to think way too much. Like, in Fate Go, you just have the people and you put a card on them, you know? Like, that's pretty much it. And like Dragalia, it's like you have to put a dragon on there, you have to put a weapon, and you have to craft that weapon and do this. And then they also have the cards on them, and then every character also has like abilities you have to unlock, and like also you have a house that you have to build or whatever, your kingdom, and put certain things on a map. And I'm like, God, this is too much stuff. How does anyone do this? I don't know.
It's not one of those where you just tap the screen and stuff happens?
No. It's just overwhelming to me.
Huh.
I don't know. Scott will listen to this and go like, oh, it's so easy. You just gotta... And I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there anything else Niall and Solon, is there anything else real quick you want to talk about? Because I guess there's just 2 more things I want to talk about real quick.
Oh, man.
Real quick.
Okay.
Real quick, I played Gears 5. I guess that's a big game that came out. That is the most, like, Netflix-ass, like, if I wasn't paying for a subscription, I would feel ripped off by playing this thing. But, like, I'm, like, for the $5 that, like, Game Pass is, it's totally fine. It is, it is clearly very expensive. It is, it is clearly trying very hard to, like, it is clearly very aware of the reputation that Gears has as a very grey and brown, very, like, embarrassingly, like, seriously, like, trying very hard to be ultra macho type thing. And it is trying very, very hard to inject levity and colors and things like that into the game.
You feel like it's trying to entertain you.
Yeah, it is trying to say that, like, we get it. Like, we get that we've earned kind of a negative reputation in some ways, and we're working on it. And to be fair, it is a lot more colorful, but it does have moments where, like, it allows its characters to be characters, which is, like, nice for that series. But it is also still, like, very, very self-serious and presents a very, like, by-the-numbers story that is not particularly interesting, and the characters aren't very interesting. It's very predictable. It does have its own, like, little claptrap type thing, man guy for a little while, who is not there for comedy, but, like, gets fucking destroyed, which is very nice to see. And I just was like, I'm imagining that's happening to Claptrap because nobody likes Claptrap. But yeah, it's a totally fine third-person cover-based shooter. Like, the shooting feels fine. It is, like I said, clearly very expensively made. And that's kind of it. Like, it's very, like, I don't understand, like, the massive amounts of praise it's getting. Like, it's got that thing that all, like, big budget games have to have now, where there's, like, open world elements for no real reason. Like, you like, there's, like, 2 different, like, open world hub areas that you, like, go around on a skiff, and, like, there's side stuff that, why would you pay attention to it, because it's, like, meaningless. Like, I think, Rose, you might have talked about this a few weeks ago, but, like, you know how in Control, when you're going around that world, you're picking up, like, documents and stuff, and you're, like, learning about the lore, and you're, like, excited to learn about the lore, and it's all really cool and well written. You're picking up the same sort of stuff in Gears of War, and it's all, like... It's all, like, the most bland cookie cutter, like, why would I care about any of this? Like, it's just, like... If you're not all... Like, it feels like it wants to be an entry point for new people coming to Gears, because it's, you know, the first one that's, like, coming out since Game Pass or whatever, but it's also a very obvious, like, middle chapter in a trilogy, and it's impossible to care about any of the story because it takes itself so seriously and is, like, just not interesting. It's so by the numbers. Like, it's a totally fine, like, 8 to 10 hour campaign that passes by relatively easily, and that's kind of all it is. So
I just, like, the depressing thing with these games is just how, like, their budget is so high, and they can't even do the things that, like, these people who are, like, scraping in the dust to make a fucking game can do. Like, it's...
Yeah, it feels... It's depressing in a lot of ways, like, because it is so, like, obvious, like, from minute one that they spent so much money on this game, and, like, it's just so uninteresting and bland and boring. And, like, they went out and they got Batista for it, but he's only in the multiplayer mode, so he's just like he's just a skin.
Like, so that's something that's been getting me, is that the horde mode stuff looks outrageous and crazy, and, like, really, like, they're putting a lot of passion into it, right? Like, they're putting fucking Terminators in, and, like, Batista's there, and a bunch of other, like, the Halo Reach people are just randomly there for some reason. Like, it seems fun. Why isn't that extended to the main game? Like,
it feels like the
lore of Gears of War sacred.
Exactly. Like, it really feels like the horde mode is non-canon, so therefore they, like, somebody at Microsoft is like, we'll let you have fun with this, whereas, like, the most you get, like, in the campaign is, like, you can have a joke here and there, you know?
Like, Gears of War 2 was 3 and 2, I guess, bad enough because, like, their whole climax is, like, operate off of, oh, a woman died. Isn't this sad that a woman died and now he's sad because a woman died? Like,
I hate when girls die.
like don't worry, they bring back.
Oh,
a
I
woman
bet
has died.
Like it's just like the fact that like we're still on that shit, and it's just like to bring Control as an example, right? Control isn't afraid to have the climax of its game have a fucking dude do an FMV music video, right?
Right. It's
like,
and it's so good. Like it's
so
amazing.
good, and you can still take the game seriously. You can
Yeah.
like be engaged in it and like have fun, and like it's like why the fuck can't they do that with this millions and millions and millions of dollar game?
Yeah, it's real bad, and like a lot of these like rah like sort of shooty things, it tries to have an anti-war message, and
Really effective, I'm sure.
some of the writing like around that stuff is so like it's like laughably bad. Like there's a part near the start of the game where like Marcus Phoenix is talking to this like to whatever the name of the like dictator lady that the fucking Gears are serving under is named, and he's like arguing with her about like, you know, these like weapons of mass destruction or whatever that they're using on the Hive or the Swarm or whatever the bad guys are called. I should say as well, I haven't played a Gears since 2, so I don't know what the story is. Although they do give you like a terrible recap of 4 at the start of this. But like anyway, Marcus is like, it's not the weapons that are the problem. It's the people in control of the weapons, and you're like, oh my god. There's a part later where you go to like like the ruins of like the analog of the Soviet Union, and you're like going into the like ruins of the cosmonaut training center or whatever, and like the main character you play as for most of the game, Kate, which is like, she's just like giving this like speech about how the fucking like the government is keeping all these secrets, and they know how like the government knows how to keep secrets and all this stuff, and you're just like, oh my god, like we get it, like of course, like because somebody's like, oh I never knew that we had bombed this place, and she's just like, yeah, the government can like control the message, man, and you're just like,
gosh, and you're like late into this game at this point.
Yeah, this is like 2/3 of the way through the game, and like Laura Bailey is having to like read these terrible lines, and you're just like, you're a really good voice actress, but you can't save this like fucking garbage that they've given you. It's
so as far as Game Pass games go, does this rise up to the Beyond Crackdown 3?
Definitely, yeah.
Low
like
bar,
I said,
like giving
sure.
over here, like
Sure, but if you're paying for Game Pass, you might as well like play this. You know, like it's fine for that. Like, and the Horde mode is fun. I don't know that I'd necessarily want to play the PvP because I feel like just the movement and shooting of that game doesn't necessarily lend itself super well to PvP. But yeah, I wouldn't spend $60 on Gears 5. I don't think anyone should.
Do you think there's room for it to advance, like with DLC or anything like that? In the story mode or any ways?
The story, no way. Like, the story very clearly sets up Gears 6. Like, the climax of it isn't even really much of a boss fight. It's just like, stand here and hold off this thing until the cutscene triggers kind of thing. Yeah, it's... They try to, like, in the last half hour, give you this, like, big, like, emotional decision you have to make, and it's very clear that there's like the canon decision and the non-canon decision.
Oh, I love that.
It's one of those, and it's just like, well, you've backed yourself into a corner now where like one of these has to be made canon because there's no way for the story in 6 to not like play off this. So but yeah, if you have Game Pass, it's worth playing. I would not buy it unless you're planning to get deep into the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, like, for the first time, I've never been a Gears of War fan. Ever. Sure. I've always been very loathful of it because I thought Binary Domain was more fun to play.
Sure.
And something that has really struck me this time around watching a lot of videos, like just from press junkets and stuff like that, of the horde mode is like, I was like, I might, like I bet I could have fun playing this, like if you had
Yeah.
like some friends or whatever,
Absolutely.
like that seems like it would be a good time. Be Batista and then the Terminator and then Halo Reach dude, like whatever, fucking that's your squad. Like that's fun. That's fun
Yeah.
to think about,
Be Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Be Tony.
God,
I
if
bet
only.
that happens, honestly.
Like it could.
Their people's got to know Tony Hawk's peoples.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone knows Tony Hawk's people in the games industry at this point. Anyway,
Solon, quickly, what's the last bit you got?
Hey,
there?
I know we're going on long, but I'm going to do this as quickly as possible.
All right, let's do it.
Because I've been playing a very good game. It is the 2019 season is at its end. We are at the cusp of Game of the Year type talks because it's October. Welcome to fall. We're going to fall right into Game of the Year for the rest of forever, probably for the next 2 or 3 years. And so I am officially on the Solon Face Twitch channel and stuff. We're just going into 2019 games that we've started with Dicey Dungeons, which is the Terry Kavanagh, Marlo Dobbs game. It's adorable and wonderful, but it's gotten me thinking of Terry Kavanagh's other games. It's got me thinking of what are they called? VVVVVV, the letter V 6 times, and what's the Hexagon? Super Hexagon. Those are Kavanaugh's other games.
Those are classics.
They're classic games. They're also classic explorations into what I consider minimalist design, where you have the smallest, slightest interaction that does the most stuff. In the letter V 6 times, you hit the space bar and gravity shifts. That's all it does. It's not a jump button, but they get out of this. What Terry gets out of this is a lot of stuff. A whole game's worth of things out of a very simple interaction of just like you change gravity and that's it. Super Hexagon, even more like straightforward to the point. You just spin a hexagon left and right, and then as it over the course of a minute, if you get far enough, it turns into a pentagon and then a square and then a triangle, or vice versa. I guess it goes the other way. And that makes the game shift. That makes the whole game change based on just you hitting left or right. And so this whole thing of like what is minimalist design in games, this got me thinking of another game that came out in 2019 and has gotten me really like, who is the indie darling of 2019? It got me thinking of Jay Tholen's Hypnospace Cowboy. Hypnospace Outlaw.
Outlaw. Yes. It's really good. It's so good.
And
I love the Chowder Man.
This is what I would consider a maximalist design game.
Mm-hmm.
They are putting so many systems in the game. Jay and Tetroni Mike, that crew. There's so many things that they shove inside of that game, and you are just reading a hypertext. This is just a hypertext style kind of game, but they just shove so much into it. And I was just like, wow, we're exploring a lot of cool things in 2019. And this is the level of just like the probably smallest indie teams that have put out games in 2019. And so all of that, this whole theory talk, I just wanted to talk quickly about minimalist and maximalist design in games, what it looks like. And I think these two games that just came out really emblematic. They're emblematic of that. Just sticking some game theory right at the frickin' end of the podcast. That's the Solon way. And it got me real excited for 2019 is a big fucking year for video games. A lot has happened already, and a lot more is going to happen in the last 3 months of this year.
I've been very happy with this year.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well,
Devil May Cry 5.
yes.
Apex Legends was this year.
know,
Do you
I'm
remember
still
that one?
Yeah. Here's what I remember from it. It made me go play Titanfall 2 for the first time, and I had a fucking blast with Titanfall 2.
We've got a long 3 months ahead of us, but I'm really, really excited. Was that quick? That was 2.5 minutes of game theory?
That was good.
All right. So there's two more things I'm going to talk about real quick. First off, Alpha Dream has filed for bankruptcy. For those of you who do not know what Alpha Dream is, they are the developers of all of those Mario and Luigi RPGs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not really fully sure what exactly is going to come of them. Nintendo might swoop in and, help them out, or something who knows. But their last... What?
I don't think that's going to happen because they just took the rights outright from them. So I don't think they're going to help them at all.
All right. Well, shit. Okay. Well, then, yeah, that's the end of that. Then, I guess it's a bit of a bummer, but also their last two games were those like kind of bad remakes of Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story. For the 3DS, when the 3DS was like dying. Apparently, Bowser's Inside Story sold so poorly that Nintendo was actually planning on supporting the 3DS for a bit longer, but that sold so poorly that they canceled all the other games that they were working on for the 3DS. So...
Okay, that's not Alpha Dream's fault, though.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
It's not. It's Nintendo's fault.
Yeah.
So what's been up with Nintendo's remakes recently just being, like, garbage? Like, not to be, like... Maybe that's a little bit of a strong word, but, like, worse than the original releases?
I wouldn't say that about, like, Link's Awakening. That seems like a
you're
fine
right.
remake.
That has another problem on its own. But, like, I'm talking, like, the Majora's Mask remake straight up worse than the original game, has all sorts of issues that they just added in the remake. The Twilight Princess remake was not very good either. It, like, was basically just the same game again, and with a weird filter over it.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what they're doing over there is what I mean. Like, it just feels like, hey, what the heck? Like, as an example, like, the Final Fantasy VIII remaster, that's not a big remake, okay? That's just them, like, cleaning up some, like, models and stuff, but it has, like, the speed up, the boost stuff, and all that stuff that really helps make the experience better. Whereas, like, you look at, like, stuff like the Superstar Saga game, for example, and it's like they added more onto it that just makes it, like, a harder game. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what are you doing?
You're right, except for that FF8 was a big remake. They had to do a lot with that one.
Realistically, yes. If we're going into like the politics of everything involved with it and like the history
that one involved
of that
a lot
specific
of that one's
but like the
FF9
FF9 one, then for example, how about that? Like any of the Final Fantasy ones they've been doing recently that do this same stuff. It's like why can't Nintendo do that? Like the Wind Waker remake was great, like
just kind of weirdly hit and miss.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that this is telling of is it sucks that Alpha Dream has to take the hit, but I know that they're the victim of being like forced to be stuck on the 3DS forever, way past the 3DS being viable for them. But those Mario and Luigi games are incredible, and those folks are really, really talented. I don't know if you've gotten to see into Alpha Dream's like catalog before Mario and Luigi. But they made a lot of games that are like Mario and Luigi, but like even without the Mario and Luigi branding that are really cute and fun. And so if you get a chance, look at those.
They didn't make too much stuff. They made some Hamtaro games, but not like the good ones. Mm-hmm. Their standout game was, I think, Tomato Kingdom, I think it's called.
That's the one, yeah.
Which is just like a beta version of Mario and Luigi. But it does have a lot of different stuff, so I mean, there's a English translated version of it out there because it only came out in Japan. So I would say check that out because there is an English patch. Check that out; it's worth it.
But yeah, this is definitely a sign that the 3DS is out.
3DS is done.
Obviously,
yeah. 3DS.
You got two eyes. The 3DS is out.
The 3DS is so done. It took a company with it. So,
and this is just the first, unfortunately, just because of business.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys will definitely bounce back. Those folks they do talented. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to wrap this up, there is a Pokemon live stream going on as we record.
Anything new happen on it?
It's a 24-hour fucking live stream that to reveal one Pokemon.
They are bastards. That's all I'm going to say. Here's what I'm picturing happening. In the last hour, they just have a parade of like 6 Pokemon go out all at once or something because they're just sickos.
It's insane. It has been going on for like 12, 13 hours now.
Jesus.
They've had like a few Pokemon float by.
This is like...
They've been old Pokemon.
Yeah, they're all old Pokemon. And so there is a new Pokemon that they are teasing really heavily. and people think it is a Galarian form of Ponyta, but it might not be, because just recently there was like a real close-up of it, and it doesn't look like fire on its back. It looks like all puffy. So, I mean, maybe it's a Galarian Ponyta that isn't fire at all, or maybe it's like a unicorn legendary. That might be what it is. I don't know, but
I think you're looking at Vape Lord Ponyta right there.
I don't fucking know. It's weird. We don't know what it is yet at the time of recording. By the time you hear this, we will know what it is. But the fucking dude from Cerebi is literally sitting there watching the stream nonstop because that is his job. And that dude... dude... Yeah. Joe Merritt, I think his name is. God bless him. God fucking... Joe Merritt.
Yeah. I just
God
saw
bless you,
a
dude.
meme of him of just now of the that soldier protecting the bullets or whatever, and it's him with the bullets or the live stream, and the sleeping child is the Pokemon community.
So this is a 24-hour Nintendo live stream of just like nature watching.
Yes,
But not even like there more would happen in that is the thing. Like,
Oh, right, because it's just a still cam. It's just
Yeah.
like one shot and then like.
with an
So it's not even like nature watching. It's like a
it's watching
one of those,
paint
like,
dry.
it's one of those like
Yeah.
spot the difference pictures that you get in like a highlights magazine.
It's a sadistic punishment for voyeuristic tendencies.
It's not.
Really like
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Them going so far as to have Impidimp, the Pokemon. I feel like I bet they think that we've never seen Impidimp before because Nintendo doesn't seem to know anything that happens.
Nope.
And like they've had the Impidimp come out and just block that other Pokemon popping up, right? And
Yeah.
like
Because
Man.
Impidimp was at E3. It was a Pokemon that was
Yeah.
at E3, but like wasn't officially announced. But everyone knows about it because it was in the fucking demo, and people
It
took
was
pictures
just
at the
there.
demo. Yeah,
also like what's been going on with like that Game Informer interview? Like where like they said there were 18 gyms. They just said there were 18 gyms, and then they said no, there's 8 in each version, which does not add up to 18.
Yeah, Game Informer tried to do some reporting this week on leaking some Nintendo news, and some of it hit. and some of it
they didn't leak it. They talked to Game Freak, and
Yeah.
in their conversation, the people from Game Freak said, "Yeah, they probably meant across both games,
But that's
like,
still not 18.
That's still not 18. Like when they clarified, they were like, "No, there's 8," and it's like, what? What the
Where
fuck are
did
you
the
talking about?
other
Where do you
2
get
come
18?
from? Like, yeah, like it's
And also, like, I don't think that there's going to be 8 per game because they
Yeah.
so far they've only said that the only like version exclusive ones are the Ghost and the water one or whatever. Like it's
I'm
Water,
just,
yeah.
I'm so confused about it too because the way that it was worded, it wasn't just them saying there are 18 gyms. They specifically went in and said there are 18 gyms. There's 9 for the major league and 9 for the minor league or whatever. And it was like, okay.
that was the biggest announcement of
And
that
they were
whole
like-
series.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, the whole story with like Bee's Gym, for example, is that it's the first time it's being a major league this season or whatever. It's always been a minor league gym or whatever. And it was just like, well, so what is the truth now then? Like, what are you talking about?
And maybe they're trying to like maybe they didn't like mean to reveal that. Like maybe that was supposed to be like a post game reveal, and now
well,
they're
that's
trying to back it
stupid.
up.
Ugh.
That is stupid though. I don't fucking know. Anyway, yeah, like I feel like the reveals that they've been doing for Pokemon are really bad. This has been
It's
really
been awful.
slow. And yeah, this is like one of the worst like pre-release Pokemon things I can remember. Like I'm sure Pokemon Sword and Shield are going to be fine games, but
Yeah.
they've revealed like nothing about this game, and the stuff that they have revealed has been confusing and weird and off-putting, and it's just like, why are you even saying anything? Because
Yeah.
it's just bullshit.
Like the 2 things that have really struck me with this is that every single time Sun and Moon trailer came out, it was like it was happening regularly, and it was never like bullshit like this stream, like it was like just straight up,
Here's some new Pokemon. Here's some new Pokemon things that are going to be in here.
Yeah.
Like here's some new characters. Like that's all it was. That's all they need to fucking do.
what they let off with for this generation was, oh yeah, we're killing a bunch of Pokemon and you'll never see them again. Like, I was like, oh, okay, geez, like, why did you lead off with that and then not come up with like anything to make up for it? You know,
It's nuts.
If they even explained any of that nature stuff that they've been talking about, like being able to change it, like you shouldn't, like the way that they talk in their interviews infuriates me, because it's like, they're like, well, we don't want to reveal too much before release. We'll let players figure it out. And it's like, no, like, to give me a reason to be excited. Like, don't just say like, you'll find out. Like,
yeah.
It's not like, who cares about mechanical spoilers that much? Like,
yeah. All right. We are going to do questions now real quick.
all right.
Okay. If you want to send in questions, go to videogamecheechoo.tumblr.com/ask. Shoeless asks, you're locked in a room for an hour with Huey Emmerich. How do you take him down?
Oh,
That's
don't you just do one of those like robot logic puzzle things that like tricks robots into exploding?
He's not a robot. He's just an idiot.
Well, yeah.
just say like, just start talking about like something that's politically correct or whatever, and he'll just like melt down, and then like he'll just start foaming at the mouth and fall over.
No! I didn't say that trans people don't have rights. You must have said that.
No, you said it, Huey. I remember you said it, and you just be like, no, oh,
No, I love trans people. What are you talking about? I didn't donate to the same Chick-fil-A people thing. I don't know. I was trying to think. I can't think of anything. The Chick-fil-A people thing. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Just multiple blows. That's all you gotta do. Just just do the Ip Man punches at him. That's all you gotta do.
I feel like you wouldn't even need multiple, right? Like,
yeah, you can just
with
do one and he's done.
Yeah.
I mean,
The C in CQC, just the C part.
I mean, like the one punch would take him down, but the multiple punches are for his hubris.
You could like fake a punch at him and he'd probably pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anonymous asks, I guess to kind of tie into what we were talking shit about here, what Galarian Pokemon forms are you still hoping to see?
Ooh, not Gen 1.
Well, we got one. We got the Zigzagoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what
I mean, and honestly, like, if any Gen 1 Pokemon deserved an evolution, a Galarian evolution, it was Farfetch. Like, Farfetch deserves some love,
Yeah.
so I'm not upset at that.
I mean, that's not even a Galarian one, is it? It's just
It's an evolution, but it is a Galarian-specific evolution.
See, I like them. I do. I just want to see some of the other gens. Would be great.
Like, Obstagoon is only Galarian Linoon can evolve into Obstagoon.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Solon, because I would love to see more like, hey, what if we saw Galarian Tropius that has a little baby or whatever with it, you know? Like, that'd be great. But I do kind of, now that we've seen it and it might be real, I do want the Galarian Ponyta, just because, like, I want a reason to use Ponyta, because Ponyta's cute, but I never have a reason to use Ponyta.
That's true. Well, they did Farfetch'd, so now they have to do Dunsparce.
Oh, they should do anything with Dunsparce.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Galarian Salamence or something, because there should be like some kind of like
No, Flygon.
yeah, there's some kind of like dragon. But you said Dunsparce. I agree. Like a Galarian Dunsparce evolution that like is like this cool dragon thing. I would be super for that.
It's the dang snakes that they got rid of from Ireland, right? That's a thing, right?
Yeah, that's a real thing that happens. Yeah.
You played Pokemon Uranium.
No.
Because that's exactly what happens with Dunsparce in Uranium, and it owns so hard.
Well,
The
They
story
kick
is
him out of
Dunsparce.
Ireland?
No, not that. Dunsparce climbs a mountain, and at level 45, it evolves into a Dunsparce with giant wings and breathes fire and is a dragon flying type.
You know, Solon, I think you might be the first person who's ever said something from Pokemon Uranium owns so hard. I think you might, in recorded history, you might be the first person.
They have a tractor Pokemon called Trackdawn, and it's a dragon tractor.
All right, okay, so that sounds amazing, but...
You buy it in the game store with coins. You can just buy a
You
Dragon
buy a
Steel
Does
tractor.
it have like the proprietary John Deere bullshit that everyone always complains about in it?
No.
Maybe I need to try Pokemon Uranium just to see.
I have it, I think.
All right. Harlequin Wheels asks, "What random mini game within a game do you think you're the best at?" Also, semi-related. Rest in peace, Alpha Dream. Rest in peace. But that jump rope game at the start of Superstar Saga sucked, and the arcade game was funny because Gino was just there. Right, what's a mini game you're good at? So Solon, I guess you could probably say one of the Final Fantasy mini games. Like, are you good at Blitzball?
So last week I spent 3 hours on the Lightning Plains minigame in Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh, that's great.
Which escalates over time. You have to fix 10 towers, and like the 7th one is just out of nowhere the hardest one. And we spent 2 hours on Saturday, and then 1 hour on 1 hour on Saturday, and then 30 minutes on Sunday on this one tower. And when I got it, I popped off so hard. I mastered that minigame, and I'm a superstar at 10-2's Lightning Rod Tower minigame now.
It's Niall, did you know that they were going to add Blitzball to Final Fantasy XIV, and then Yoshi P realized Blitzball sucks and like canceled all their plans?
Thank God. Like,
I know, that's what I said.
Solon was like streaming all of Final Fantasy X a couple of weeks ago, and every single time I like opened the stream, he was playing Blitzball. And wanted
we played so much Blitzball. We got the ultimate weapon for Waka, and I keep looking back on that, and I'm like, why did we do that?
Yeah, I'm right here asking that now.
It's the worst. It's so bad.
We went through it because we were like, well, we'd rather do this than do the lightning mini game where you dodge 200 lightning bolts to get Lulu's ultimate weapon. So that was the whole idea.
That's better.
It is. We were like, yeah, but we could. That's gonna suck. But I want to keep it for later because we can just rock that out in an hour and a half or something. And so we just kept doing Blitzball and we kept playing it because I don't know why. And I keep looking back on it like, where was our brains for that day? We played it for
sucks.
Like 14 hours in total.
Oh my God. That's like the UN should intervene.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's literally just you hit Titus's special move and you win every game.
Yep. Once you get there. Oh yeah, right. The question.
Yeah,
minigames.
Minigames.
The squatting minigame from Final Fantasy VII.
The tricycle minigame that's in Mario Party, the new Mario Party, where you like take the little Joy-Con and just wiggle it in your fingers because you're operating a tiny little tricycle is the funniest thing to watch people do.
I like literally one of the best at. Yeah, no, honestly, this works. All the minigames that are in Pokemon Stadium 2 when you go in the minigame section. Yeah, like I can
that Ekans one where you like flick the control stick. I get what it's supposed to do, but
I can do that.
Okay.
I always won. I won on all of them, except for sometimes I couldn't do the Pichu one because I think I got distracted and going like, "Look at Pichu! Pichu's just doing the thing."
That Harden mini game with Metapod, I love it.
Oh, that's great. Foom.
Foom.
Chong. Chong. Foom.
Ching.
I'm gonna do my once an episode No More Heroes mention.
Yes.
Do you all remember? Well, I guess I don't know if you would remember, but in No More Heroes 2, how there were just a bunch of like 8-bit mini games, and they decided because Suda51 just is my dad and knows these things that he decided to make a reference to my favorite NES game that nobody else likes, Mach Rider, and just made a whole mini game in No More Heroes 2, just straight up Mach Rider. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how he knew, but he knew. And Suda51, please, you are my dad. Thank you.
I just realized my real answer is I've been mad forever that in Bayonetta 2 they removed Angel Attack, the little shooting range thing you do at the end of every level in Bayonetta. I loved that. It was great. I love doing that, and I also like the Afterburner and Space Harrier sequences in Bayonetta 1.
Oh, fuck yes.
They rule. I did the Space Harrier one so much because I love Space Harrier.
Space Harrier is the
Alright,
best.
that one was okay. Fine.
What?
That shooting minigame. I didn't
You don't
like
like
it.
the shooting range? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
I love the setup of the presentation.
Angel Attack.
But Angel Attack was a pain in the ass to play.
You
And
just get bonuses. It's not like for anything you need.
I always felt like a loser every time I would get to that point. I'd have like a million bullets and hit nothing.
Oh, well, I had a million bullets and I hit everything, so that's...
You're just better than me at it. That's fair.
It just takes practice. You just have to know the bullshit of, like, where it's going. It's not actually there. You just gotta...
Lead your shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anonymous asks, why is Duel Masters getting a new mobile game?
Probably because John. I don't know.
Yeah,
John, what
Yeah.
did you do?
I don't know. I don't know what I did. I'm not happy about it. I'm upset, actually, I would say.
Wait, Duel Masters isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the, like,
No.
off-brand
No, it's
anime.
off-brand Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have to remind everyone whenever this comes up that Duel Masters is actually the second most popular card game in Japan, even though it's still going on in Japan. It completely flopped here, but like it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, wow.
And then
That
Duel
answers that
Masters.
question also, and I'm very confused and have so many more questions now.
Because what happened was Wizards of the Coast wanted to bring Magic the Gathering to Japan, and so they made like a manga based on Magic, but nobody cared about Magic, so they slightly edited it and made it a little bit more like Yu-Gi-Oh! And then just had the characters from that Magic the Gathering manga all of a sudden go like, forget Magic the Gathering, let's play this new game, Duel Masters. And so that's what it is. Duel Masters, it's just edited Magic the Gathering for Japan.
Wow. Oh. Well, that explains why it's getting a new mobile game, because, yeah, that would be frickin' hotcakes.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's getting a mobile game. There's a Kimono Friends game.
That one looks really fun.
Is that
It's just
coming,
called Kimono Friends 3.
Is that coming out in America?
I hope so.
When
Yeah.
the only thing I know about this, and the only thing I know about Kimono Friends in general, is that when you finish a battle in Kimono Friends 3, the mobile game, everyone just sits down and has a picnic and does like self-care with their enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to be like, yeah, we had a fight, but now like it's all good.
And I know that the crested iblis, the bird that yells, it's not an iblis. That's from Sonic 06. But
Ibis.
it doesn't matter. Ibis, yes. She's always screaming in the Kimono Friends, right? She's always going, ah! She just screams when you win.
Good. That
It's
wouldn't happen
really
any other
loud.
way.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Again, send them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Anonymous asks, will we ever get a sequel to The Bouncer? For God's sake, it's what we need. I think we could just leave it at that.
No,
Nailed it.
like once we get a sequel to Ergies, God Bless the Ring, then I'd say you can look out for The Bouncer.
Okay.
The Bouncer 2, Bouncier, featuring Tony Hawk.
The
Hey,
Bouncer.
if you really want to play a new version of the Bouncer from Square Enix,
No,
Oh, Christ.
that's not true. That's not true what you're going to say.
Goodbye!
might I recommend a very good video game? It's called Quiet Man, and it's also a terrible Square Enix beat 'em up that you
Just
might
like
like.
The Bouncer.
Just like
Calling
the
it a
Bouncer.
beat 'em up seems generous.
It has punching and kicking in it.
Yeah, but usually it's just 1-on-1. So really, it's a fighting game.
No, usually it's like
Really? I was thinking-
usually there's like a small.
I'm just
amount
thinking of the guy with the
dudes.
mask.
Yeah, usually there's a small amount of dudes, but they tend to kind of only attack you one at a time. Anyway, play the Quiet Man if you like the Bouncer because you deserve it.
Wow. What the fuck did Anon do to you?
Oh no!
All right.
They like good games, John. I was recommending them a good game that they will like.
Okay. Shh. All right. Well, that will do it for this week's show. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Go to @VGChoochoo, which is our Twitter. VideoGameChoochoo.tumblr.com is our Tumblr. We have our Discord server, the GameZone.zone. We have our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. We have our Spyro. We have Chuchigatri. We have Starlight Car. We have so much content up there for you. Just $3 a month. We'll get you everything a week early. Thank you to Melt Channel for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. Go to meltchannel.com. meltchannel.bandcamp.com and go on Spotify for Magic Circuit. That is their new stuff. That is still really good stuff. So check it out. And there, I did that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Nice.
Can I just plug something real quick?
I was about to say, Niall, you have gone on a journey now.
I have gone on a journey of self-discovery.
Yes.
Myself and Ryan, who people know used to be on the website and is now doing emoji criticism professionally, I believe. We have started a new show. It is called Borat Club. And every week, Ryan and I watch Borat, or in the case of last week, as of the time of this recording, we watch it twice, and we record a review of the film Borat every week after watching it. And we've got the first 2 episodes released. They're releasing on Wednesdays. We've got 3 and 4 in the can. We're doing another one tomorrow. It is a nightmare already. I have had multiple nightmares about Borat since we started this.
Great.
And we're only like a month in, so I beg you, please search Borat Club on your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Twitter at Borat Club. Ryan made a really good video of himself dressed like Borat, reviewing Borat. Reviewing like the DVD cover of Borat. It's up there. You should watch that. It's a bad time or a good time. And
just coming from the person who plays Final Fantasy games in single sitting sessions for 30 hours plus on twitch.tv/SolanFace. Please pace yourself.
We
Be
are
safe out there.
I think we're past the point of being safe out there, but
find some friends to help out too. That's how I get through it.
I'll do this.
yeah,
I've never seen Borat.
Yeah, we are. We knew after like 2 watches that if we didn't like start getting people in pretty soon, like maybe from next week, we were going to go insane. Yeah, you can listen to us lose our minds in real time. That first episode is like 2 hours of us talking about how Borat
It really
is like
was.
2 hours of like discussion on Borat being like a reaction to 9/11, if that sounds like your thing. Ryan had some conspiracy theories for the second episode, which was every other episode's only going to be an hour, so like they're not all going to be 2 hours, but
I love that you open this podcast though with a podcast that is longer than the actual runtime of the film.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's really incredible. It was so fucking good.
It was a good podcast.
There's a lot to unpack when it comes to Borat.
I'm gonna call out on you on this one, Niall. I don't know if that's
There really is. I think by like watch 4, we were kind of like coming up with backstories of like people in the background of shots. So we're rapidly disintegrating. So please listen. Please make our suffering worthwhile. At Borat Club. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you two would like to plug, Rose and Solon?
I'd listen to Chuchigatri.
Yes, please. It's very fun. We love watching anime, and the new anime season just started, so the next episode is going to be fucking crazy.
Oh, there's such good anime this season too. Just from
There's
hearing you two describe
a lot
it.
of anime.
Solon?
No, there's good stuff coming.
Hey,
Solon?
I fit all my kit in while y'all talk. That's how I do business around here.
That's true.
There you go.
Solon's a master.
Also, we are working on the finale of The Root. It is
Yeah.
it is very, very long. I have it about like 3/4 done. It's taken taken a long time.
We sat there for like 6 hours doing it.
Yeah,
so.
it's like 6 hours of stuff to edit down, and it's a lot. But it is coming. I'm fingers crossed that it'll be out before the end of the month. If not, very early into November, it'll start coming out. We know it's been a long time, but there's a lot of work that's gone into it, and yeah, we hope it is enjoyed. So yeah.
Yes. All right. All right, well, that will do it. We will be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Thank you.